and changing the way we work in response to climate change and digitalization, which is a part of a global focus on how we transition our workforce and, of course, our public service. I'm talking about things that should have been done, as most public servants lament, a long time ago. And importantly, we're simultaneously ensuring that we adopt international standards for workers' rights and exploring concepts like you've heard mentioned in the press, paternity leave, remote work, and new advances in the way we do work.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings, where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Hello and welcome everyone. You're tuned into the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jiminita Swain and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. Whether you're for fashion, food, fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we've got you covered. Let's dive in. Today, February 11th, signifies the 10th anniversary of the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. It's also the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, two significant milestones in the global effort to promote gender equality and women's empowerment. Gender equality in science is crucial for building a better future for all, yet women and girls continue to face systemic barriers and biases in pursuing scientific careers. Well, today is also Make a Friend Day. We know that as humans, we are social beings and we need friends to make us feel happy and fulfilled. So during the hustle and bustle of life, we can sometimes ignore our old friends, but it's important to make new friends as well. So Make a Friend Day encourages everyone to step outside of their comfort zone and seek to meet new people to befriend. And as Valentine's Week progresses, today is Promise Day. That means on this day, couples, friends, and family members should make a promise to each other to bond closer together. Promise Day is included in the Valentine's Week to show commitment to love and friendship. While its origin is unknown, it has earned a place on the calendar all over the world. It's the day dedicated to making heartfelt commitments, and the dedication and emotional promises made on this day help to strengthen relationships. As for what's coming up in today's show, a BTC Valentine. Doesn't that sound nice? We have Stacey Mackey in studio to tell us how BTC wants to be your Valentine. And a local entrepreneur is in studio to share how he keeps his business afloat. That and so much more after the break.
Keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
A foreign charter fishing vessel named the Highly Migratory was recently seized in Bahamian waters after reports of illegal foreign charter operations in the region. The 44-foot vessel was apprehended by officers from the Department of Marine Resources, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Bahamas Customs, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force in West End, Grand Bahama.
Operation Red Dawn was launched with a clear and strong mission: That being to ensure that our natural fisheries are protected to the highest standards. For many years, Bahamian fishermen have raised their voices in concern over illegal operations threatening our waters, our economy, and quite simply, our way of life. Today, we are here to declare that your voices have not fallen on deaf ears.
The operator and the 2 deckhands were arrested and charged with violating fisheries laws and criminal offenses under the Firearms Act. Marine Resources Director Gregory Bethel emphasized that these unregulated activities lead to unrecorded fish harvests, which threaten conservation efforts.
It is our job to ensure we protect our environment and conserve our resources for Bahamians. It is illegal to operate in our waters, whether it's on a commercial basis or sport fishing basis, without the relevant permits. Unfortunately, with this particular operation, we had gathered evidence where these persons have been in and out of the Bahamas operating illegally on more than 12 occasions.
The trio was arraigned in the 8 Mile Rock Magistrates Court on January 30th, where the prosecution requested that the case be transferred to the Supreme Court under the Fisheries Act 2020. Bail was denied, and the case was adjourned until March 5th, 2025, when a voluntary bill of indictment is expected to be filed. That said, Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell sends this message to our law-abiding local fishers.
We hear you, we stand with you, and we will continue to act on your behalf. To those who believe that they can operate outside the law, please take this as a warning. We will use every tool at our disposal, from strategic operations to utilizing technological advancements in order to ensure that our marine resources are protected today and for future generations.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
As Valentine's Day approaches, BTC is spreading the love with exciting offers, including special SIM card upgrades and exclusive deals to make the season of romance even sweeter. Customers can take advantage of limited time discounts on data packages while also enjoying a unique Valentine's Day event at BTC's Southwest Plaza filled with giveaways, entertainment, and more. So whether you're gifting a loved one or treating yourself, BTC's Valentine's Day promotions promises something for everyone to enjoy. In studio, we have Stacey Mackey, marketing manager at BTC. Welcome back to the show, Stacey. It's always a pleasure to have you on What's Trending.
Thank you for welcoming back, Jamanito.
Now, can you tell us about the special Valentine's Day offers BTC is running this year, and how long will these offers be available for?
Well, we are running some great offers for postpaid as well as prepaid customers, and the beauty of it is that these offers will continue for the month of February. So you don't have to rush. You know, if you're on a strict budget, you're not going to get paid in time, you can wait until the end of the month, which ends on the 28th of February, to enjoy all of the great deals. However, I like to say it's while supplies last. So sometimes persons are eyeing a particular device and that device may be out of stock, but I'll tell you this, there's always going to be a replacement.
Oh, that's good news. So how can customers take advantage of these offers? Do they need to visit a participating store, or can they do it online?
Well, like ZNS, I like to say BTC covers the Bahamas. So any of our deals that we have in store, you can get it at any BTC location throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So right now for our postpaid customers, we have a great deal for you, whereby if you sign up for the Exoma plan, which is $64.99, you can get a Samsung A16. It was $269. It's now $149. That's right. So that little well, I shouldn't say little, but that extra money that you're going to be saving, you could buy some roses. So, of course, that's definitely a good deal to have, as well as you'll have a great postpaid plan that comes with unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts, unlimited WhatsApp, unlimited Facebook, and, of course, with our BTC Exuma postpaid plan, every year you get a free device, Geminita.
What?
That's right. Every year you get a free device. And we don't put any limits on you if you want to gift somebody with that, if you want to use it for yourself. Some people like to have an extra phone. We're not gonna, we're not gonna say why, but that's fine. Two phones. In addition to that, if you go into one of our BTC locations, and you don't want the free phone that is being offered, we like to tell persons, speak to the sales rep, because you can get up to $200 off a device.
Okay.
So lots of great things. Very reasonable. Now, for our prepaid customers, we have a great Cupid special that's going on now. 2 smartphones, Geminita, for $199.
Okay.
Now,
you're really running out.
$199, and they come with 2 prepaid combo plans at $15 each. So it means that phone, once you gift it to somebody, it's ready to go. And I like to say this because sometimes persons say, well, I don't have a Valentine's. Listen, we need to love ourselves.
That's true.
So if you want to gift yourself with it, and there's always somebody who has been really nice to us throughout the year, and we maybe didn't get them something for Christmas. In addition, don't forget, we have some key holidays and special occasions that are coming up. Somebody's going to be having a birthday. There's Mother's Day, there's Father's Day. There's so many opportunities where you can use that gift. Now, I'm not saying a device, because it comes with a $15 prepaid combo plan, which gives you unlimited BTC to BTC talk. It also gives you WhatsApp. It gives you data. It gives you all of that social media aspect. So you can make that a very nice gift for someone.
And they can't beat that.
Yes.
Now, BTC has been promoting SIM card upgrades recently. How do these upgrades benefit customers?
Yes, so it's no cost to our customers. So we find that sometimes persons say, I'm having a problem. I need a new phone. My calls are not connecting. I'm traveling and I'm having problems connecting when I'm roaming. Sometimes it is that you just simply need to have a SIM card upgrade. So we've moved to the VoLTE system, and that means that we need you to just simply go into any BTC location. There's no cost to you. We will upgrade the SIM for you to give you crystal HD calling. It allows you to connect faster on data, as well as download videos when you're using your WhatsApp calling, also when you're roaming. So if you notice that sometimes my phone is lagging a bit, that's because you need to have a SIM upgrade. So if you haven't had a new BTC SIM in the last 2 years, I would say, stop by a BTC location. It's a quick thing. You'll be in and out in no time, and you'll have a new SIM, and your phone will be working perfectly.
You can't beat that. So
No,
you don't have
you
to
cannot
do
beat that.
anything special. And this is year-round. It's not just simply
Yes,
for
it's not just
Valentine's.
now. We want to make sure that all of our BTC customers, and it's also for postpaid as well as prepaid customers, go in to any BTC location anywhere in the Bahamas, and we will upgrade your SIM free of charge.
And can customers expect any changes to their services or benefits after this upgrade to the SIM card?
Well, the benefit will be that when you're calling, you'll notice that the call is clearer. You'll notice that you're connecting better. You'll notice that when you're downloading videos, it's quicker. So, of course, that aspect of it means that you would have better service.
They're definite benefits. And can customers, or could you share more about this special promotion you have at your Southwest Plaza for Valentine's?
Oh, well, let me tell you, we have pulled out all of the stops because I like to think that Bahamians, we're really into Valentine's Day in terms of we like something special. Now, I'm not faulting you if you want to buy something special for yourself, but at Southwest Plaza, we're going to be starting at 11 a.m. and we run until 4 p.m. And every customer that comes in and activate a $15 prepaid combo plan, we're giving you 2 movie tickets, Geminita. That's right, date night is on BTC Infusion. So you can definitely use those movie tickets and go and see a nice movie. Now, we're not telling you to be selfish and use all 2 on yourself. Take someone who you love with you, okay? But you'll be getting 2 complimentary movie tickets courtesy of BTC Infusion. In addition to that, we'll be doing couples karaoke. We have couples trivia going on throughout the day. So that means, Geminita, if you come in, I'm not putting you on the spot, but if you come into the store, we're going to ask you some, like 1 or 2 questions. So we'll say to you, Geminita, what is your significant other favorite color? And you'll say, well, he likes brown. So we're going to call him. We're going to call him. live, and we're going to ask him. And Germany, we just hope that he says brown as well, because if he does, we have some great prizes that we'll be giving away in store. Now, Germany, if he say orange, I'm so sorry, but you won't walk away with anything. But we have some great prizes that we'll be giving away, including a weekend stay at Comfort Suites Paradise Island. If you activate a $15 prepaid combo plan, we have a lucky winner that will walk away with 2-day passes to Warwick Resort. So lots of great prizes we'll be giving away. And, we have a couple of BPL vouchers. Rubus is partnering with us as well, so you can walk away with some gas vouchers. So lots of great things going on through the day. The store will be filled with love.
That sounds good. So what was the inspiration behind this year's theme?
Well, I'll tell you this. For BTC, and most of our BTC customers know, we always try to engage our customers. We try to do something special because we appreciate you. We know that you could have gone somewhere else and you didn't. So we appreciate you, and we look for opportunities where we can spread the love and show you our appreciation for being a loyal BTC customer. I have customers every month that I meet that say, I've been a BTC customer from the 80s, the 90s. You cannot put a price on loyalty. And so for us, it's just an opportunity whenever we get a chance just to show our customers that we love you, we adore you, and of course, what better time to show love than at Valentine's Day?
Okay, you can't beat that. So is this event open to the public? Do they have to RSVP? Oh, well, that's...
There you go. Just
good.
come. That's right. Just come. It's open to everybody. So just pass on by. Again, if you activate a $15 prepaid combo plan, you get your 2 free movie tickets. If you sign up for a postpaid plan, the Exuma postpaid plan is $64.99. We got surprises for you. We don't want to reveal too much, but we have surprises for everyone who's coming into the store on Friday.
And how can persons stay informed about upcoming Valentine's events or any other offers from BTC?
Well, of course, if you listen to the radio, you'll hear, and of course, we're on ZNS Mondays and Thursdays, as well as on our social media pages, BTC Bahamas on Facebook, also on Instagram, and our website. So we try to make sure that our customers know exactly what's going on.
Oh, well, that sounds good. Thank you so much. As again, it's always a pleasure, Stacey, to have you here with us on What's Trending. And I'm sure that event is going to be a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun.
And when I come back next week, I have big news. Let me say that.
I hope you ain't coming with your hands swinging. Anyway, like I say, it's always a pleasure and great to see you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, there is so much more after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overall action goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
All right, folks, grab your chocolates and roses because today we're diving deep into the origins of Valentine's Day. And let me tell you, it's not all love letters and roses. Nope, the story is, well, a bit more than you might expect. So strap in. Picture it. Ancient Rome, the year is 270 AD. Valentine is a priest with a heart of gold, or maybe a heart full of rebel energy. You see, Emperor Claudius II, who we'll call the party pooper, made a brilliant decision. He banned marriage for young men, claiming that single soldiers were better fighters. I mean, yeah, nothing says great warrior like no attachments, right? Well, Valentine was like, no way, that's messed up. So he secretly married young couples. Secretly, of course, because the emperor was, well, a little touchy about rebellion. But as we all know, a good romance always ends with betrayal and a dramatic arrest. Valentine was caught, thrown into jail, and, spoiler alert, executed for love. A classic tragic hero move. And, oh, it gets even weirder. While Valentine was in jail awaiting his fate, he supposedly healed the jailer's blind daughter. Because, of course, he could do that. And they became fast friends. On the day of his execution, he left her a note signed, "From your Valentine." Heartwarming, right? It's the moment that birthed the ultimate love note. But here's where it gets even more peculiar. Why would he be celebrating this gruesome event with candy, hearts, and romantic gestures? Well, in classic fashion, humans, we just couldn't leave well enough alone. Fast forward a few hundred years to the 14th century, and suddenly Valentine's Day starts to take on a more romantic spin. We owe a lot of this to Geoffrey Chaucer, a poet who loved a good love note story and an excuse to write an over-the-top poem about it. Chaucer writes about the birds mating on St. Valentine's Day, and boom, everyone's like, oh, let's make it a day for lovers. So whether you're sending a heartfelt note to your sweetheart, eating your weight in chocolate, or just wondering how we went from martyrdom to glittery cards, one thing's for sure, Valentine's Day is about celebrating love in all its messy, complicated, and occasionally bloody glory. Cheers to Valentine's Day. You're watching What's Trending. There's so much more after the break.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Get ready, the biggest junior regatta in the Bahamas is back. The Sedora Knolls National Junior Sailing Championship begins from February 20th to the 22nd at Montague Foreshore, featuring the very best in junior sailing, with clubs competing in Sunfish, Opti, Laser, and E-Class races. And that's not all. Youth talent will be on full display with performances from school pop bands and a special rush-up from the winners of the Junior Junkanoo Parade. And it goes without saying, there'll be plenty of delicious Bahamian food and fun activities for kids of all ages on site. So mark those calendars. You won't want to miss this.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
looking for everyday essentials or a statement outfit for Valentine's Day, this boutique brings a unique shopping experience. Take a look. So I'm here at Silhouette Boutique, and of course, we got to get you ready for Valentine's, whether it's the outing at work early in the day, whether it's a lunch date or it's dinner. Listen to me, the proprietor has the right looks to get you ready for that very special Valentine. So, of course, we're here with CJ, who is the proprietor of the Silhouette Boutique. So, CJ, what comes to mind when you think about Valentine's?
Valentine's, what comes to my mind is simplicity, but yet again, that elegant and the red, classic red.
And obviously, we want our viewers to be ready for Valentine's as they get ready to be on the road for Valentine's. So talk to us about what you thought about when you put this look together that I have on currently.
Well, the look that you have on right now, what you're wearing, is a look that a lady can wear literally for dinner. A mature woman going for dinner, perhaps to an elegant restaurant, simple, easy, and it works. You've got your sequins, and this jacket alone has been trending all around the world for the last season.
And I really like the bows.
I love the bows. Love, love, love.
And so you paired it, this is ode to red and white Valentine.
Yeah, it's almost a classic right there, but it's a sweet classic.
So this is one look. If this for the mature lady headed to a great dinner.
Definitely for the mature lady heading for a dinner, but she's elegantly, she's well, and what they're saying to me all.
So this is look one, guys. CJ's gonna call me up again for look two. I don't know where he is going. He says this is mature elegance. We'll see what he does with look number two.
Definitely.
So this is the second look that I am loving. So CJ, talk to us about this look.
Well, this dress here is an alternative to the little black dress.
This is beautiful. Talk about the embellishments.
Well, it's a nice bandage dress. It's going to be stunning, but still sexy at the same time. Bandage never goes out of style.
Never.
And this is a red dress, and baby, believe it or not, a red dress is something you always are going to need inside your closet.
This the showstopper?
It's a showstopper. Look at you. You going to dinner, you going out, you going to dinner, you can be sexy. From you go out, your fella looking at you, and somebody else fella looking at you, because you look amazing. I'm just saying.
So I am definitely feeling look number two. I hope you are too. But of course, there is one more to go. We will see if it trumps this. But hey, it's something for everyone, every body type. And we can see where number three goes. So, of course, this is look number three. So, CJ, talk to us about what's happening here.
Well, with this dress, I call this dress Diamonds Are Forever. It's form-fitting to your body. It works with almost every body type. And look at it, it's just sexy. Can't go wrong.
And so where am I going in this number? I love the red number, but hey, just give in too.
This is dinner. Dinner and just out with your fellow. Baby, this is it.
This is it?
This is it.
So talk to us about what persons would find when they stop here in the boutique. Any sales coming up? Because, you know, people like sales now.
Well, currently now, we actually have a sale going on. It's a 40% off sale store-wide. So definitely, if you were to come in now, you're definitely going to find these pieces here on sale at 40%. So definitely, whoever comes in, they're definitely going to get a 40% off sale, and they're getting great quality and great prices, literally.
And remind persons where they can find you again?
We're actually in Palmdale on Rosetta Street, literally across the road from the pharmacy. So definitely check us out, stop on by and check it out.
Well, it was great chatting with you, CJ. I see that I have options if I want to get ready for Valentine's. So as we get ready for the road to Valentine's, you know, this is one place at least you can stop and find that sexy outfit, whether it's 1, 2, or 3.
Diet-friendly special.
On Wednesday's show, I'm back behind the bar with What's Mixing. Well, that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights with us. But before we go, I want to wish my grandmother, Catherine Cooper, all the way in Grand Bahama, a very special happy birthday today. I hope you enjoy your day. So as always, we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more exciting guests, thought-provoking conversations, and lots of laughs, only on the ZNS network.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Uncertainty looms over President Trump's tariff impacts on the Bahamas economy. Plus, Pinedale voters cast ballots today after a tied local government election. And the energy minister discusses Family Island energy reform plan.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
The biggest fear would be inflation, the rising cost of food, gasoline, travel, merchandise, those kinds of things. And so Bahamians, no matter what, should brace, really look at their plans again, reorganize themselves.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the United States President's latest tariff moves, including a 25% tax on steel and aluminum, are raising questions. A local financial expert suggests the impact on the Bahamas could be minimal, but warns of potential unforeseen effects. The details straight ahead in tonight's top story.
Uncertainty surrounds President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff policies as he continues imposing duties on nations to boost U.S. revenue and reduce the trade deficit. While the Bahamian business community has expressed concerns about the potential impact on the nation's heavily import-dependent economy, financial expert Roger Roll suggests the effect will be minimal. However, he cautions Bahamians to remain prepared for any unforeseen consequences.
By all means, one of the biggest fear would be inflation, the rising cost of food, gasoline, travel, merchandise, those kinds of things. And so Bahamians, no matter what, should brace, really look at their plans again, reorganize themselves.
Roll says the country's tourism sector is most likely to bear the brunt of these tariff-related challenges.
The issue about the earning ability of the citizens of the United States, where the majority of our tourists come from, these are factors where if there's uncertainty, they may have a whole lot of money even now, but decide that, look, instead of taking vacation this year, because this person is making these kinds of decisions, I'm just going to decide not to travel. And therefore, the Bahamas will not get any monies from me.
President Trump initially postponed a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada, as well as a 10% tariff on China. However, just yesterday, he imposed a 25% tax on foreign steel and aluminum. Despite these moves, Roll says the tariffs bring increased focus to the pressing issue of boosting local food production in the Bahamas.
The farming, the fishing, things of this nature to help bring down or subsidize whatever it is towards feeding ourselves is going to be the second biggest factor.
He says the tariffs could open opportunities, especially in logistics and freight forwarding, and that diversifying trade could bring positive change.
Trump move is more the reason why the government, in the case of Grand Bahama, the Port Authority and their top officials, along with establishments like the Freeport Container Port, should really gather and brainstorm and effectively put together some strategies to sell to other nations on logistics and opportunities, new avenues of which there can be imports and exports.
Well, today is decision day for the Pinedale community after the recent local government elections ended in a tie for two candidates. A slow trickle of voters made their way to Mount Zion Baptist Church's community center Tuesday morning, looking to mark an X for the candidate of their choice. Our Cleopatra Murphy caught up with the candidates on the ballot and a few voters.
It was round two for candidates Chantel Forbes and Marvette Russell, who for a second time in weeks were hoping to secure residents' votes, this time in the runoff election for polling Division 13 in the local government election for West Grand Bahama. After a tie 54 votes, both candidates say they are feeling more confident. Forbes, who grew up in Pinedale, says she wants to make a difference in her community, starting with a feeding program.
I have a little restaurant and bar through there. I want to do a back-to-school plan. I want to clean up the neighborhood. I want to feed the elderlies and the children, like twice a month, I guess, give free breakfast and free lunch and stuff. Do a program for our community, especially my community. And if others decide to come, it'll be no problem.
Having also grown up in the area, Marvette Russell says she is ready to take the area to another level.
They have a senior program going on in Pinedale. I want to work more with that. I want to help with the after-school program with some of the kids. I want to develop a community whereas we are our brother's keepers.
Omar Isaacs and Chantel McPhee, both campaigning for Russell and Forbes, say the candidate they support is the one for the job.
The visions I had for West Grand Bahama that she shares in is creating a second city in the second city. And she's behind that 100%, and I'm behind her 100%.
I've known Chantel Forbes now over 20-something years. I've grown up in Pinedale, and she's a person that you see all the time when you're in Pinedale. And like I say, she's a people's person.
Two of those voters say they did not vote in the January 2030 elections, but explain why it was important to do so this time.
I'm a lifelong resident of 8 Mile Rock, and I think that local government has a very important role to play, and I'm here to support my local candidate. She's someone that I've known for many years, and I feel like she'll do well.
See, will make a difference, that's all. They say it was a tight one, so.
Polls opened promptly at 8 a.m. and West Grand Bahama Administrator and Returning Officer Leonard Dames Jr. predicts greater participation this time.
It would be maybe twice or even double or even triple as much as persons that came out because, again, as I've indicated, I would have seen a steady flow of excitement within the community. Early this morning, I've seen persons driving up and down and even stopping. So we expect, really, that more persons would really come out this time and vote.
Polls closed at 6, with the count following shortly after, while a recount will be held Wednesday. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. In other news, for the 26th year, the Grand Bahama Business Outlook is making its landfall at the Grand Lucayan this Thursday at 8:45 a.m. under the theme Prioritizing Inclusive Sustainable Growth. The one-day conclave will host a myriad of speakers, many of whom are local staples throughout the Grand Bahama financial community. President and founder of the 8-Island Business Outlook, Joan Albury, says the event is one many have been looking forward to.
We are in 8 islands. And we have islands calling us, asking us to consider them for an outlook. For example, there's Bimini, there's Inagua, and so there's potential, great potential in the outlooks. And people are hungry for this kind of information, and the benefit is that you can get this information in one day.
Albury adding that the upcoming event is an opportunity like no other for local proprietors to receive insight on the forthcoming economic year.
It's a fantastic opportunity, and it's well worth the time, and I encourage people to come and spend the day. You can also watch us online, and in addition, there's some great prizes. But to get these prizes, to win any of these prizes, you have to be there in person, and you have to be there at the end of the day.
Well, switching gears now, the Minister of Energy and Transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, emphasizing the government's commitment to including family islands in the nation's energy reform plans. This as work continues to promote accessible and sustainable Bahamas. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has more in this report.
In an interview with the Minister of Energy and Transport, JoBeth Colby-Davis, she shares how the Electricity Act 2024 and the Natural Gas Act 2024 serves as a conversation starter for updating the country's energy policy. This includes reducing the cost of kilowatts used, transitioning to cleaner fuels like natural gas, and introducing an independent power producer on the Family Islands.
Also providing that level of support that we've done by reducing the cost under 200 kWh kilowatt hours is zero rated now at the base rate, and so that helps to decrease the cost. We're also looking to transition from the diesel to a more cleaner fuel, which is LNG, liquefied natural gas, and make sure that that assists with reducing the cost as well. And also we have introduced independent power producers on our Family Islands. So as we begin to conclude those agreements, we'll be able to see more input of solar panels to assist with lowering the cost, having more renewables online, and also cleaner and more cheaper fuel.
Besides the introduction of the independent power producers, these positive impacts of the two key pieces of legislation will also include building utility-scale solar panel in the Family Islands, expansion of solar projects on New Providence, the modernization of the electricity grid and transmission and distribution network.
We're still doing a lot of work in our Family Islands to make sure we eliminate some of the frustrations that they're presently having with power outages. So work on our power lines has been going on, and hopefully we're able to assist with lowering the cost, but also bringing about the reliability that everyone deserves.
The minister states that power and energy are the lifeblood of the Bahama Islands. She explains that as the island continues to grow and investors recognize the beauty of the country, the demand on the power system will only increase.
Getting it right is a priority, not just for the people to live comfortably, but also for us to continue to influence through having reliable and affordable power, the introduction of more and more investors, but also to begin to continue to expand our tourism product and have more visitors.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, from the House, the Foreign Service Bill passed in the House of Assembly yesterday. Senators gathering to express the need for this legislation. Our Shalia Roll has the highlights.
I'd like to encourage the motoring public to please, while traversing the streets of Grand Bahama, stay within the safety speed zones. Buckle up.
In news from police on Abaco are busy investigating the circumstances surrounding an attempted suicide on Monday, February 10th on Guanaqui. Officers were alerted around 9:45 a.m. about an adult male who allegedly consumed a large quantity of medication. Now a medical evaluation was conducted, and tonight police continue to actively investigate this matter.
And still to come.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force making a generous donation to the Grand Bahama Health Services. We will have that story and sports highlights when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good conch salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration presents a Valentine's Day sale from February 1st to the 14th. Get Boreal Lotus Series 17C of mini split inverter units with bonded prices starting at $444.50. Cash sale only. Don't miss out.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. For this 17th year, Reach Out Youth Organization is hosting its Boys to Men Conference at the New Life Community Center in hopes of not only nurturing the young boys in attendance, but to inspire them to make a notable impact in their respective communities. Our Matthew Martin-Barrow shares more in this report.
Everything they showing is crime. Murder, murder, murder. Look tonight, these guys are in church. So we should be rejoicing.
Scores of young men lined the streets at the 17th Annual Boys to Men Conference here at the New Life Worship Center. The young men listen attentively as the successful male figures from the Grand Bahama community share valuable advice on the keys to success. The hope is that one day they'll become respectable figures in their own right.
That's my message to the next generation, that hey, put your eyes on the prize pretty much. Concentrate on your schoolwork. Concentrate on being an entrepreneur. Concentrate on positive stuff. What we highlight so much is negative, and all they seeing is negative. But that's why this conference is so powerful, because we want this next generation to understand we are dependent on them.
The guest speakers in attendance share through their message to the youth that being a man is tolling. However, it can be rewarding.
The world alone, you need discipline in order for anything to happen. Hard work never kills. You know, we find a lot of people today, they want a job, but they don't want work. And so we're trying to instill into them that hard work don't kill.
To the young men that were here, that they were born unstoppable, that there's something on the inside of them that God has given them from birth, that they are able to be successful in all of their endeavors as long as they put God first.
Put God first. And if you put God first, then he's going to direct your path, because he knows the plans he has for all of us.
With organizations such as Reach Out and neighborhood figures like officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the effort to ensure the development and safety of the young boys into strong, reputable young men continues to be a valiant one. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martin-Barrow.
Well, we apologize for the technical difficulty earlier. We go back now to news from the House. The Foreign Service Bill passed in the House of Assembly yesterday. Senators gathering to express the need for this legislation. Our Shelia Rome has the highlights.
Senators gathering in the upper house to discuss a number of bills, with the Foreign Service Bill being one. Government leader in the Senate, Michael Helquides, and mover of the bill, says that this bill is expected to bring transparency and efficiency in the Foreign Service, adding that the goals of the Foreign Service Bill is to provide clear guidelines and employment paths to public officers.
It's the view of the government, Madam President, that arranging the affairs in this way will allow for more effective development and promotion of the foreign affairs of the Bahamas. It will be beneficial for the employees, both ambassador staff, as well as the technical and support staff, in terms of laying out clear rules, clear structure, clear avenues of advancement, career path. And so we expect this to be advantageous for us in the Bahamas.
Agreeing with the bill is Senator the Honorable Randy Rule, who says that this is a bold step forward, acknowledging the dynamic and multifaceted nature of global democracy.
An inflection point in the management of the Bahamas foreign affairs, as it provides an operational framework that is attuned to the distinguishes of modern diplomacy. It is a bold step forward, Madam President, one that acknowledges the dynamic and multifaceted nature of global democracy, while ensuring our foreign service officers are adequately equipped to represent the nation with dignity, competence, and strength.
Senator the Honorable James Turner weighing in on the Foreign Service bill, stating that this upgrade is more than welcomed.
And progressive society, we should be advancing on all fronts and in all sectors. The modernization of the foreign affairs sector is a welcomed upgrade for all of us who live outside of the nation's capital.
Now the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell, releasing a statement thanking members of the Senate who passed the Foreign Affairs bill in the upper house, adding that the passage of the bill completes the legislative steps to bring into force a new Foreign Service regime. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shirley Earle.
In other news, after a 5-year hiatus, GirlCon Bahamas makes a triumphant return, incorporating resilience with extravagance as some 250 students and 100 business professionals come together aboard the Margaritaville at Sea. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest has more.
Margaritaville at Sea buzzed with excitement as GirlCon Bahamas made its highly anticipated return after a 5-year hiatus, welcoming over 200 students and 100 business professionals. Four dynamic speakers shared insights on the importance of social media and maintaining the art of balance. Founder Catherine Smith discusses the 4th-year event, explaining that she and her team engage with educators and counselors to better understand the factors that most impact children. She also discloses the purpose behind this year's unique theme.
What we are here to discuss today is how you strike a balance as young people with social media. And so we have a really good group of talented women who are going to talk about it.
The conference took extravagance to a whole new level, featuring prize giveaways, live musical performances from the St. George's High School Pop Band, and high energy that electrified the atmosphere. The speakers included Assistant Commissioner of Police Jana McKinsey, makeup artist Kishana Palmer, school psychologist Lakiska Russell Johnson, disc jockey Humphrey Smith Jr., and panel moderator Shanique Miller, a TV host on Beyond the Headlines. They all shared insights on how using social media the right way can shape a bright future, while misusing it could lead to regrettable consequences.
It's powerful, it's useful, but it's also very dangerous if you're not mindful of what you're doing.
I'm going to be encouraging positive behavior and attitudes and discouraging the negative use of the internet.
You want to be as authentic as you can, be yourself, but you want to be very careful about the kind of information that you do put out there.
What's going to be important is for them to balance it so that they also remain healthy.
After the panel, students had the chance to participate in a question and answer session, followed by closing remarks from the Minister of Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
You have all become mentors of GirlCon.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. While doing vehicle checks throughout Grand Bahama, officers realized that toddlers and children under the age of 5 are not being properly secured in moving vehicles. So, officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force donating infant car seats to the Rand Memorial Hospital, hoping to assist new mothers.
I'd like to encourage the motoring public to please, while traversing the streets of Grand Bahama, stay within the safety speed zones, buckle up, because the life may save might be your very own. And let's start with the toddlers and infants. So on an everyday basis, persons who are traveling with the children, like I said, in the vehicles and they're not properly secured by a seatbelt, being distracted.
Administrator at the Rand Memorial Hospital, Adelicia Campbell, says that the hospital is grateful for this donation as mothers sometimes can't afford safety seats.
Initiative and this donation means a lot to us because many of times we have persons, young ladies especially, who come in, they're unable to comply with the regulations of the law as it relates to the car seating. And so our health social service workers then are tasked with going out into the community to seek and find a car seater for them to take their babies home.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
I know you saw a number of cyclists on the weekend, right?
I did, on Sunday.
A whole lot of cyclists from all over the world here for the Tour de Grand Bahama.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jay. Sports comes your way next, but first a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
Step into Platinum Glamour at Freeport Fashion Week's opening night fashion show. Celebrate 70 years of style on March 14th at the Stone Crab, Tino Beach. Donations start at $50. Get tickets at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Follow at Freeport Fashion Week. Celebrate love at Portobello's in the Grand Lucayan with a special Valentine's dining experience. Enjoy a 4-course dinner on February 14th, a dinner buffet on February 15th, and a brunch on February 16th. Live music nightly. Get tickets at the lobby now. Call 373-1333 for details.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports First in Sports. National champion Zion Shepherd is looking to make his third career track and field team. Zion recently visited Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas on an official visit.
At Texas, they made me feel like home, man. You know, Terrence Jones, Antoine Andrews, you know, a couple BMs up there, they made me feel welcome, man. I can't complain. Shout out to Coach Zach Lavash, shout out to Coach Rob. They made me feel special up there in Texas. Coach been doing this magic, coach. Amplified the record. Record's been getting harder. Been putting more speed work on me, so I've been throwing up in practice recently.
Next in sports, after 2 days of competition, Levinson Lonnie Duncombe emerged as the junior winner at the Tour de Grand Bahama.
Overall, both of the days, I rode very good. My strategies worked. I rode very well. Didn't do too much. Followed each plan very well, and overall, it was just a good race.
The overall winner was Caden Oliver from the University of Florida.
I'm pretty happy with it. Went clear with an hour and a half to go. First one solo, and won 3 out of 3 stages of the tour, so I'm pretty happy with it today.
Lee Gibbs placed second in the Masters category.
It was a good race. It was a good senior race, and we really did a good job this year with the seniors, the juniors, and the elite riders. I'm one of those guys who represent the age group. We were there at a youthful point, and now we're here with a little age on us, but we're still keeping the sport alive, and it's good to know that we have youngsters that are following us in the sport.
It continues to get better. Grand Bahama Cycling Association continues to put on a very good tour. As you can see, we continue to attract more and more international cyclists, as well as the local cyclists, and we implement the school divisions. And as you can see, it's continuing to grow. The organization of the race is continuing to exceed expectation, and we're looking forward to this event becoming a staple event here in the country as well as in the Caribbean.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Are you looking for clean, comfortable accommodations in Freeport? Castaways Resort. What about a convenient location to host that business seminar, meeting, or luncheon? Castaways Resort. Having a party or social? Need a beautiful scenic environment with a gorgeous pool view? Castaways Resort. A staple in this community, Castaways Resort is pleased to offer these services at your fingertips. Castaways Resort, 352-6682.
Valentine's Day is a perfect occasion to celebrate love,
And what better way to do it than by joining us for a night of endless love at the Grace Bible Church. Picture a beautiful evening filled with romance, laughter, cherished moments with your loved ones. On Friday, February 14 at 7 p.m., prepare yourself for a magical night designed to warm the heart and strengthen bonds. Come dressed to impress as we share in the joy of love and togetherness. Tickets are available for $50 per person, ensuring an enchanting experience that you and your partner will remember forever. Don't miss out on this beautiful gathering dedicated to love. We look forward to celebrating with you.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. A live look at the Bahamas tonight is on your screen. They're coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, leading activists call on the government to stop enabling marriage to be an excuse for rape and assault. The details are straight ahead. Also, airport officials set a lofty goal for the country's main gateway, but one they're determined to achieve. And saving lives while having a pretty good time. One of the most respected charities gears up for a major moneymaker. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, recently dashed hopes and triggered strong reaction when he announced there was unlikely to be any further movement on the proposed marital rape legislation. Proponents have long been pushing governments to move on this effort, but the subject remains as controversial as it is divisive. And now activists are again urging the government to get the legislation across the finish line. Corval Pyfrom has tonight's top story.
Obie Wilscombe's passing in 2023 was a setback for proponents of criminalizing spousal rape would not be an exaggeration. Activists like retired magistrate Cleopatra Christie say the former minister, whom she viewed as an ally, gave hope that the legislation needed to protect against this type of sexual violence would be enacted.
There was many meetings with the church. There were meetings with groups throughout the community, the University of the Bahamas, and I really was under the impression that we were on a great path to having this legislation passed.
But Attorney General Ryan Pinder, all but ruling out that there would be action on such legislation in this term, has left these activists almost dumbstruck.
So I am disappointed that with the statement made by the Attorney General, but be that as it may, the men seem to rule the world.
And I think that women throughout the country have to tell the politicians, we want this. We want this.
Christie says, unfortunately, there still seems to be widespread misunderstanding of the difference between marital sex versus marital rape.
We're talking about a relationship that has probably gone bad, and now a partner wants to have his way, even though the relationship is sour. And we're talking about that kind of sex, where people force and threaten and make the other partner take part in the act of marital sex.
Crisis Center Director Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, meanwhile, says neighboring jurisdictions have already criminalized spousal rape, and as the Bahamas drags its feet on the issue, women's lives hang in the balance as they suffer in silence.
Ashamed. They're embarrassed. They don't want anybody to know their husband is forcing them. They don't want anybody to know their husband gave them an STI. They don't, so they don't tell. So they suffer in silence. And they are the silent victims of this thing that we are not willing to address.
And so these activists are calling on the government to stop what they say is enabling marriage as an excuse for rape and assault. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Meantime, a 46-year-old man charged yesterday for the sexual assault of a 73-year-old woman. Prosecutors allege that Ricardo Bannister broke into the woman's Weybridge Road and Harvest Close home on the night of January 30th this year. Bannister was arraigned by Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans on the charges of rape and burglary. He was not allowed to plead, as his case will be sent to the Supreme Court by way of a voluntary bill of indictment on May 19th. It's there that he can apply for bail. As for now, he's been at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The government and the opposition going head-to-head tonight over claims of Bahamian passports being acquired by fraud. The Free National Movement pushing out a release this afternoon, citing reports that 2 people with valid work permits, along with a foreign teen, were able to obtain Bahamian passports using forged certificates of registration and forged letters from the Department of Immigration that the Passport Office accepted. Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs Darren Henfield goes further to express hope that an audit is underway at the Passport Office and elsewhere, and that if it hasn't yet happened, protocols be enforced at that office to mitigate such issues. While defending the integrity of his agency, Chief Passport Officer Nicholas Simonet, but this much on the record.
When cases come before us, when cases are found, which all of these cases were found out based on audit that started at the Passport Office, not someone tipping us off, us doing an internal audit with immigration and NIB, and this is how we've been finding out about these cases, and we're taking proper action on them. So the only difference is that we're taking action.
Simonet insists it's nothing alarming. Rather, Bahamians should be proud fraudulent activity is being weeded out.
Our protocols are stronger now than ever. They used to have a protocol in place where any applicant, well, the system was designed where all applicants, whether they are renewing or new applicants, go through the same verification process. At some point in time, I wouldn't say the period, that was weakened. That was weakened by a decision that was made outside of Foreign Affairs based on the records, that new renewals are just renewals. They should not be asked for anything else. So what that was doing was creating a system where people were just clicking and renewing without any review. We've done away with that.
And speaking of passports, let's face it, traveling into and out of the Caribbean is costly. But if aviation and tourism officials can work out the logistics of making air travel more affordable and more convenient, we could see even greater numbers of tourists and even greater benefits to economies, which delegates to the Roots Americas Conference are ironing out. Our Felicity Darville has the details.
Let's say you're here in the Bahamas and you want to travel to another destination like Barbados. Well, you're likely going to have to travel to Miami and then travel back into the Caribbean. Now, this can be rather expensive and also time-consuming. Imagine if you're traveling with a group or with family members. If you're interested in multi-destination travel, these logistics can be a deterrent. Well, issues like these are what Caribbean aviation executives are trying to solve as they meet here at Routes Americas 2025.
And I think these are discussions that must be held, obviously, at the policy level when it speaks about a connective Caribbean, especially if we are going to be trying to gain a greater share of the competition, and we are able to market the entire Caribbean as a destination to compete against some of the more prominent key source markets.
There's a 3% compound annual growth rate on aviation in the region, and according to Dr. Kenneth Romer, Bahamian statistics mirror that, making the Bahamas a formidable player in the aviation industry and making the need for connectivity that much more important. Trevor Sadler of Inter-Caribbean Airways and Hans van der Verde of Winair spoke on this issue of interconnectivity.
So there is not a lack of connectivity. It's too much. People live on small islands. You can't expect jets or double daily flights between these small islands.
Because we focus on inter-island traffic, it has the flows of folks who live on our islands wishing to move between islands, and they pay the same burden as everyone else who comes to the region.
While we are looking at reducing prices. We need to look also at improving our product and developing our people. We win by putting our people at the forefront, by investing in our people, understanding the value of human capital, and also addressing the product deficiencies. And if we do that, I think we'll start seeing us getting a greater gain in the competitive environment.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, the Roots Americas Conference closes out tomorrow. Well, ahead of the foreign service bills passing in the Senate last evening, the government had already moved to expand the country's diplomatic presence with an overall view of diversifying trade and investments here. Carla Palmer reports on the moves already in motion.
Though a small island nation, Senator Barry Griffin is convinced that the Bahamas has the power to shape its destiny through diplomacy and foreign engagement, and says the government is doing just that in making its presence felt throughout the world.
This government is now actively engaged in appointing over 22 new honorary consuls around the world.
Having underscored the benefits of a diplomatic presence globally, Senator Griffin highlights the potential in using diplomacy as a bridge to creating economic opportunities of trade and investments for Bahamians.
So even where we may not have a consulate or embassy, this government is ensuring that Bahamian interests are looked after across the globe, and that Bahamians have a resource and contact should they need assistance anywhere in the world.
Already, the Bahamas has consulate offices in some 29 countries.
This year alone, we plan to open diplomatic missions in Jamaica, Trinidad, and the United Arab Emirates. As we look to increase business opportunities for Bahamians and inward investment to our country, these strategic moves will undoubtedly open countless opportunities for Bahamians.
According to Senator Griffin, our vast diplomatic presence is an asset to our country's trade and investment business development.
We have a substantial student population in Jamaica who will be able to better access Bahamian resources. Jamaica and Trinidad are also ripe markets for export of Bahamian products as well as import of products that provide variety and lower cost options from things from poultry, cleaning products, fruits, snack foods, motor oil, and the list continues.
Senator Griffin is hopeful that the trade and investment linkages could assist greatly the diversification of our country's economy while also promoting job creation. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Crunch your KFC craving with a KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Get a piece of our golden fried chicken, crispy fries, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 juicy all-white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a sweet dessert biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda, all for just $9.95. Now that's a deal. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Get ready, the biggest junior regatta in the Bahamas is back. The Sedora Knolls National Junior Sailing Championship begins from February 20th to the 22nd at Montague Foreshore, featuring the very best in junior sailing, with clubs competing in Sunfish, Opti, Laser, and E-Class races. And that's not all. Youth talent will be on full display with performances from school pop bands and a special rush-up from the winners of the Junior Junkanoo Parade. And it goes without saying, there will be plenty of delicious Bahamian food and fun activities for kids of all ages on site. So mark those calendars. You won't want to miss this.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot, hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Safety first.
You're looking at a shot of popular hangout Porter Ski that sits on the waterfront just north of Paradise Island. Oh, welcome back. Another case of fake news, and the Office of the Prime Minister's not having it. Director of Communications Latrey Ramming dismissing recent reports of the government agreeing to become a territory of China as unequivocally false. The incident again prompting a warning to Bahamians to be mindful of what they consume on social media, especially leading up to the general elections.
I've seen a number of these WhatsApp threads seeking to implicate falsely government officials, persons who serve in government. What we want to say to the Bahamian people to be very vigilant of this type of activity, particularly on Facebook. I mean, I've seen some claims widely suggesting that the Bahamas had sold land to China. We are heading into what is described as an election season. We want Bahamians to verify the source of the information, to know that, I'll say it again, Bahamas Punch, Bahamas Exclusive, Bahamas Times, Bahama Drama. These are not credible pages for information. These are pages utilized by opposition operatives with the intentions to misinform the Bahamian people. And this is being generated by AI technology. So we want them to be on guard and to know that it exists.
More than $1.2 billion spent bringing items into the country during the fourth quarter of 2024, a 16% increase when you consider how the numbers stacked up during the same period last year. Stats show the major merchandise groups were machinery and transport equipment, totaling $287 million, food and live animals at $212 million, and manufactured goods at $193 million. Other categories contributing significantly were miscellaneous manufactured articles, which accounted for $180 million, mineral fuels, lubricants, and related materials at $144 million, and chemicals at $82 million. Now, the dollar value of items leaving the country during 2024's fourth quarter also increasing by 27%, largely behind this upswing. Miscellaneous manufactured articles totaling $57 million, food and live animals at $39 million, and machinery and transport equipment at $25 million. Groups that decreased in value were mineral fuels, lubricants and related materials, and animal and vegetable oils and fats, and manufactured goods. Well, it's no exaggeration. Egg prices are at an all-time high, leaving grocers like SuperValue scrambling for a solution. In this next report, Lloyd Allen explores the future of egg prices and how government intervention may bring the relief consumers so desperately desire.
As the U.S. trade war continues affecting many items on the shelf, including eggs, officials at SuperValue say efforts are now being made to crack those prices, making eggs affordable for you and your family. Tight-lipped on the details, SuperValue Food Store's President and Chief Financial Officer Deborah Simonet did share with ZNS News they're in talks to break egg prices amidst a trade war and a health crisis.
I feel very confident that soon, in the very near future, we will be able to offer our customers a much better price. And so what's happening is, in order to control the flu, they are having to slaughter the chickens. So the supply of the chickens is getting less.
With the average price on conventional eggs now just under $10, little wonder consumers are scrambling for some relief.
I can't afford to buy eggs anymore, and I'm a baker, so I have to find another option.
Simonet says there are challenges, but offers hope for the important breadbasket item and similar products.
Not only do we have to try to source eggs from elsewhere, we'll also have to source these other items.
She says both the company and government are working to secure a supplier, not just outside the U.S., but also one not requiring shipment through the Panama Canal.
The government is encouraging the new trade, I think it's called the Trade Commission, where they're trying to hook suppliers up with other sources other than the U.S.
SuperValue is also open to the idea of sourcing locally.
There's the Golden Yoke Project. We were really happy when the government came up with that initiative, but unfortunately, they supplied us for a while and it seems to be on hold. So we're just hoping that soon they will ramp up again.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
As long as you've got your suit and tie and ball gowns, of course, the Bahamas Heart Foundation's gearing up to give its attendees a night to remember, and all for a real good cause. Danielle Dean caught the committee right in the middle of preparation today and got some of the details.
We are preparing our raffles and our prizes for our auction, and that's one of the highlights of the ball. People get to come and bid on lovely prizes, exquisite artwork, jewelry, and many other items. Like you probably can see in the back of me, a large grill.
Yolanda Fernander, the Heart Foundation's public relations representative, says attendees can expect to be wowed by the ball this coming Saturday and should come prepared to let their hair down for a night fun yet meaningful. Her passion for saving hearts and people came after a young family member was born with a heart defect.
We decided that we should give back because we were grateful that his life was spared. We were able to happen to put him on the insurance at the last minute. The bill was over $300,000, and we really had the experience of wondering where we were going to get the money from.
A reality Fernander and Treasurer Linda LaFleur say those in similar predicaments don't have to face alone.
We will help. We will do the best we can, and we will make sure I don't have to worry about the payments and all like that. We'll pay. we'll, and so I comfort them and, with those kind of words when they realize they don't have to pay.
LaFleur, who's been with the organization for over 50 years, invites everyone to support the upcoming fundraiser as they push to save even more lives. The foundation's ball is set to take place at 7:15 p.m. on the 15th of this month at the Bahamar Convention Center. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, thanks, Danielle. LaDawn joins us live at this juncture to give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now. LaDawn?
Makushala, a relationship counselor, is in the house this evening. He's been married for about 25 years, and we're going to reveal who that is coming up in Access Now.
Oh, some pretty good stuff. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Hello?
You guys had anything to eat as yet? Y'all know Christmas just gone and the rock.
All right, but y'all let me working all day, but what we gonna eat?
If we was by the mall, we could go by Wendy's and get the Dave's special for $5.
Yeah, but you do know that the Dave's deal is now actually nationwide, right?
Wait, let's go. Cable Beach right there.
Let's go.
All right.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You heard what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do? What does do?
Hey, check the website one. Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. On February 22nd, 2025, the Ministry of... Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. On February 22nd, 2025, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training proudly presents the Excellence in Education Awards Ceremony, a night to honor the heart and soul of education, our educators, administrative, and technical support teams. We'll honor creativity with the Innovation Award, perseverance with the Resilience Award, and long-term commitment with the Longest Serving with Excellence Award. Celebrate school pride with the School Spirit Award and proven strategies with the Best Practice Award, spanning from early childhood to alternative education. We'll highlight rising stars with the Gen X Award, heartfelt contributions with the Student Choice Award, top school performance with the Academic Excellence Award, and so much more.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
In an effort to make the coconut water industry in New Providence safer and healthier for all, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources recently hosted a training session for vendors. At the opening ceremony held at the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, Minister of Agriculture Jomo Campbell gave remarks.
With the global value of the coconut water industry being pegged at just about $6 billion with a B, dollars. We want you to appreciate the fact that there is immense potential for Bahamian vendors to thrive. However, As we all know, with growth must come responsibility. So ensuring that every bottle meets the highest health and safety standard is of the utmost importance.
This training is part of the ministry's Coconut 360 initiative, which aims to utilize all parts of the coconut, taking us one step closer to reducing the country's food import bill by 25% by the end of this year.
This initiative aims to showcase the versatility of the product abundantly available in our country. But every part of the coconut can be utilized effectively. The husk, the shells, and the meat can be transformed into pouch, jewelry, and treats, respectively, promoting health, entrepreneurship, and environmental sustainability here in our great Bahamas.
BAMSI Chairman Tyrone Fowler adds that this initiative represents the future of sustainable agriculture in the Bahamas.
This project speaks directly to BAMSI's mission of driving agriculture innovation, empowering Bahamian entrepreneurs, and creating a sustainable self-sufficiency economy. This project isn't just about cracking a few coconuts. It's about unlocking the full potential of a natural resource found in abundance across our islands and turning it into an economic powerhouse.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
He has bragging rights after receiving multiple UCLA awards. Details straight ahead. Plus, Carlton Francis Primary's honoring the kiddies for being smart. Good encouragement there. Let's take a trip to Eleuthera to hear about the upcoming Hope Ball. Stay close for that. And coming up in sports, BAISS Basketball Championships tip-off.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. I'm LaDon Davis. We are 42 days into the new year. Honestly, how many of you have kept your New Year's resolutions thus far? While you contemplate on that, let's dive right into the news, shall we? BTC earning some prestigious awards from one of the industry's global leaders in connectivity and network insights. The UCLA organization presented BTC with its awards for fastest fixed network, best fixed network, overall mobile experience, and best gaming experience. The awards were presented during a ceremony at the Fusion Superplex. BTC CEO Samir Bhatti says it was a team effort that led to this special moment.
There is no empty network here, so there is no perfect network. But we are relentless about maintaining our network and upgrading it. Our fiber network is the reason why we have won 4 awards today, including the best fixed network and the fastest fixed network.
Mark Panesso, who is UCLA, breaks down how BTC won these awards.
The awards are based on speed tests that are done by actual users in the Bahamas, and each of the awards are quantified and qualified with different metrics based on upload speed, download speed, web browsing, or video streaming for things that all of us use every day.
Excellence is a goal, and they won't stop until they achieve it. The students at this Blue Hill Road South Primary School are reaching for the stars and are breaking the glass ceiling on academics. Daniel Dean has a story.
Last year, 59 students made the honor roll, with no one earning a 3.5 or 3.7 GPA for the vice principals or the principals list. Carlton Francis Primary School Principal Dania Cooper all smiles because this year was quite an improvement.
My teachers, they worked tirelessly in the classroom just so that we could have seen the improvement with the results, because even with our WIG, which is our widely important goal, it's to increase the student achievement overall.
And that they did. This year's honor roll, vice principal and principal list awardees increased by 27.
We celebrate 18 students on the honor roll, 5 on the vice principal's list, and 1 on the principal's list.
We spoke with the 3 highest achievers.
I feel great and very proud of myself. I wanted to be better, so I studied harder.
The only student to make the principal's list, 6th grader head girl Isis Knowles, beams it is not her only prestigious achievement. As far as she's concerned, here's the reason.
I believe they chose me because I've always had a passion in leadership, and I believe that being head girl would have helped me to make a positive impact on my school.
Speaker of the House of Assembly and Bamboo Town MP Patricia DeVoe congratulated the high achievers, expressing pleasure with the students' progress following the coronavirus pandemic that saw a major drop in grades and school morale.
The teachers are doing what they are here to do, which is educate our children. So the children had a tough time coming out of COVID and getting back into the classroom setting. So I'm saying that Carlton E. Francis is doing a wonderful job.
Both the faculty and students agree the sky is the limit. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Well, just 2 months in, and the reigning Miss Teen Galaxy Bahamas, Tanari Watkins, is set to execute her platform on mental health in a big way next month. The teen queen, who beat out 6 other competitors to claim the coveted title on November 30th, says she's excited to host a self-love slumber party for about 50 young girls between the ages of 12 through 18 on March 29th.
It's a slumber party themed event, and I love different speakers. We love craft, we love activities where we talk about ways to care for our mental health and mental health awareness and the importance of caring for our mental health at such a young age and as young girls and females. I want to create a safe space where people can comfortably share about their issues or whatever they're going through at home or at school, wherever, so that they can just be comfortable with sharing their mental health experiences and with mental illness, whatever problems they may have.
Tanari, a 17-year-old senior at Queens College, plans to become a pediatrician and now has her eyes set on winning Miss Teen Galaxy International in Orlando, Florida in August.
It's a week of competition and I'm really excited, but I'm nervous at the same time. But I know once I put my effort and once I work hard, I know that I can do anything. Preparations are going really well. I'm working on my walk. I'm getting my wardrobe together, and I'm just perfecting my public speaking skills and working on everything.
And still to come, it's almost Valentine's Day, and we have to get those relationships just right. Pastor Carlos Reed is here with us tonight to show us how. So keep it locked.
The Alive Business Cybersecurity Summit is a vital resource for Bahamian businesses to tackle the growing threats of cybersecurity by bringing together experts that's sharing actionable insights from regional and international perspectives. We'll be also showcasing cutting-edge solutions. It is a huge step towards creating a more secure, informed, and cyber-ready Bahamas. Secure your future. Join me at the Alive Business Cybersecurity Summit.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy 1 box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
Welcome back. You're looking at a shot of the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium right here in the capital. That shot is brought to you by our drone pilot, Destiny Reed, who is out there flying high tonight. Let's leave her now to take a trip to my favorite place in the world, Eleuthera. The Kansas Society of the Bahamas over on the island of Eleuthera continuing to do its part to educate residents there about breast cancer and other types of cancer. President of the Eleuthera branch, Susan Culmer, says startling statistics show that the island of Freedom has recorded the highest per capita of breast cancer cases in the world. Culmer says the purchase of at least 2 mammogram machines on the island has assisted greatly with early detection.
We are seeing, they say, 1 in every 8 women being diagnosed with breast cancer, and it is very alarming. Our numbers for prostate for men is climbing as well. So men, we're encouraging you to take care of yourself as well. We just late last year buried a 3-year-old with cancer. So the age of cancer right now with our people is just so scary. We just recently had a board member diagnosed with breast cancer, double mastectomy. So the fight is a personal fight for us right now.
In just a few weeks, the organization will host its annual Hope Ball and is expecting some 100 persons to attend. The cost is $125. Culmer says the funds raised from the ball goes towards assisting victims still in the fight.
Persons that we would assist is persons who don't have insurance, people who can't afford services, and so forth. Usually, March is our ball, Hope Ball, which is coming up the 15th of March, and we're looking for a full house, hopefully.
Well, it's certainly the month of love, and even more than that, Friday is Valentine's Day. Besides the big hurrah of chocolates and roses that women crave for, how invested are couples in simply getting along? Well, Pastor Carlos Reed joins us tonight to talk about relationship counseling. Pastor Reed, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you for the invite.
So, Pastor Reed, talk to us a little bit about, do couples wait until they're in trouble to, I guess, to seek counseling, or is that how it actually goes?
I think that's something that we do, not just couples. I believe in life, right? We wait until we are at a dead end to try to find solutions. You know, the Bible teaches us that people perish because of lack of knowledge. And I believe that we are at a place where we got to start teaching people about relationships from when they're young.
Okay, and we know that there is a premarital counseling when couples intend, I guess, to marry. But if you are not married but in a steady relationship, do you feel that that's necessary, that we should
most definitely
counseling at the time?
If you don't know what to do, you tend to cause problems or make a mess out of everything. And I believe we are at a place where we need to be able to learn about things before we get in. Everybody wants a relationship, but not everybody know how to handle relationships. So when we get in relationships and don't know how to handle it, that's where problems come in.
So do you think that, I guess, around Valentine's Day, persons act a bit negatively, especially women, do you think, perhaps?
I believe that a lot of pressure are placed, like, on men in particular. I believe that Valentine's is a day that really women are celebrating. But if we're talking about celebrating love, you know, why I should be the one sending you flowers, why you can't send me flowers as well. I believe that it has to be reciprocation in everything. And I believe this is what relationships is all about, being able to reciprocate what the other person is giving to you.
And speaking of that, what are some of the common issues, I guess, you've been able to see that's affecting relationships, particularly here in the country?
Most people go into relationships with expectations, but they don't discuss it before they get in. So if you're in a relationship with me and you're expecting something and I didn't tell you that you could expect it, can you really blame me? Wow. We should have the conversations before we go in. What are you expecting from me? What are you looking for from me? What you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table?
And when do you say, I guess, you prefer or expect couples to call it quits?
I believe that when a person realizes that the respect is no longer being reciprocated, then you need to find help. And when you have done all that you can, then you need to make up your mind what's going to be the next step. I believe that we live in a time where people ask people to do things that they're not prepared to do themselves. And we live in a real world. We have real people who face real problems and need real solutions.
Pastor Reed, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Do you want to send a special shout out to your Valentine? We're just a few days away.
Yeah, that's my little boo. She's watching home. Baby, I love you. And look here, we're doing something down at the Hope Center this coming Sunday down at the Kingdom Summit on relationships. Me and my wife, we're going to have a real talk because, like I said, we got real people faced with real problems that need real solution. Come on down to the Hope Center this Sunday, 10 o'clock. See you in the house.
And you guys are celebrating 25 years.
25 years
Yes,
last.
yes.
I know how she put up with me for 25 years.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
for
much.
having me.
Let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
The BAICS Basketball Championships tipping off at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Today, we had the culmination of the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative in a press conference. We were here to celebrate 83 women who were awarded grant funding up to $10,000 each. Those 83 recipients totaling a grant funding over $600,000 for their concept, their business, whether it is starting or it is expanding. And so we've had recipients across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and many of the family islands. And so we were excited to celebrate them. We were honored to have members of our SBDC team, members of the board, particularly and most special honored guest, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, who made sure that it was a priority within her schedule to celebrate with us and all of the grant recipients here today.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Get ready. The biggest junior regatta in the Bahamas is back. The Sedora Knowles National Junior Sailing Championship begins from February 20th to the 22nd at Montague Foreshore, featuring the very best in junior sailing, with clubs competing in Sunfish, Opti, Laser, and E-Class races. And that's not all. Youth talent will be on full display with performances from school pop bands and a special rusher from the winners of the Junior Junkanoo Parade. And it goes without saying, there will be plenty of delicious Bahamian food and fun activities for kids of all ages on site. So mark those calendars. You won't want to miss this.
The Sports Report is being brought to you by the Sedurwood Knowles National Junior Sailing Championship.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports, the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium was electric last night as it played host to night one of the BAICS Basketball Championships, where Eugene Stewart was roaming the sidelines and gives us the rundown in this report.
BAICS Best of 3 Basketball Championships tipping off last night, where the Jolly Green Giants of St. John's College packed the Sir Kendall Lysick Gym, with the school having a team in each division. In Game 1, the Giants took early control in the junior girls action, storming to a 21-9 halftime lead over the Cougars of Charles W. Saunders. The Giants never looked back to seal a 34-20 victory. Zuri Hanna led the way as SJC moves one step closer to the title.
I feel like my hard work paid off, and I feel like I did not as best. I feel like I could do better, but I did good today. I just kept pushing because I know it's a good team, but we kept pushing, and we did what we had to do. In
junior boys action, it was a strong showing of defense with the Falcons of Jordan Prince William leading 23-14 over the Giants at halftime. St. John's looked to rally back by making it a 36-29 lead at the end of the half, but Peter Lewis and the Falcons kept soaring as they made it a 51-42 victory to take Game 1.
Feeling pretty good. I'm just trying to be here for my team and be helpful. If it's any time to step up now, it's now because of the championship. I'm just trying to be helpful to my team, be there when they need me, you know. That's it.
In senior girls action, Kingsway making a dominant start against the Giants by shutting them out 17-0 in the first quarter. The Giants couldn't recover as Kingsway powered through to a 40-19 victory, taking a crucial 1-0 series lead.
I feel great. I felt like we could have done this from last year, and I feel like if we play the same way we played today, that we could win on Wednesday. I feel great. I am just very confident when I'm on the court, and I know what to do and I know how to score. Just continue to keep grinding and work for my team. I feel like we're going to blow them out by more this time, and I hope that we can always work together and come together as a team, and we'll always win.
Senior boys matchup was a high-scoring thriller as the Comets tied it up 14-14 after the first against the Giants, with the Comets grabbing a 31-24 halftime lead. The Giants would pull away for a 76-60 win over Queens College. Game 2 of the BASS Championships taking place on Wednesday. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
And that's what we look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
This report has been brought to you by the Sir Deward Knowles National Junior Sailing Championship.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
The internet is an essential tool for children and adults. It can be used to research school reports, communicate with teachers, and play interactive games. But online access also comes with risks, such as inappropriate content, cyberbullying, and online predators. Here are a few safety tips to help keep you and your children safe. Do not post too much personal information such as home addresses and phone numbers. Keep your privacy settings on and practice safe browsing to ensure children don't go on any inappropriate sites. Be careful about posting pictures or your whereabouts when going on vacation. Always know your child's passwords for email addresses and social media sites. Be sure to have your house computer in a common area where it can be easily monitored. Have conversations with them to make sure they aren't scheduling meetups with new people. Online safety is just as important for children as it is for adults. Not only are children more vulnerable to financial and identity scams, but they are also at risk of encountering inappropriate and potentially disturbing content. I am Police Cadet 80 Jamara Rule, reminding you that safety is everybody's business. So let us do our part and continue to create safer communities.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we will be turning up the heat this week as those winds will be swinging out of the southeast, so you will see an elevation in your humidity levels over the next couple of days, but that will be short-lived, as by next week, Monday, we expect a cold front to move into the area, and that will bring in a nice needed cool-down effect. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwest and central islands tonight, right through Thursday, look for southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, the wave height 3 to 6 feet. So caution flags are in place for the northwest and central islands through Thursday. Low tide will occur at 1:18 in the morning with a high tide at 7:36 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast Bahamas, the winds slightly up to southeast at 15 to 20 knots. The wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Caution flags are also in place for the southeast Bahamas into Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I see it. My wake is on the water. Free diving, through no line is how I survive. Listen, from Boggy to Yellowtail, from Jackfish to Killer Whale, I jump in my dinky boat and I head on down the coast. I need a fish to bite. My kids gotta eat tonight, so I do what they gotta do. Take some fish back for them to stew. I've been in the trail long.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Good morning.
Thanks a lot, Basil. It looks like weather is warming up quite a bit, but I prefer the cold weather. A little entertainment before we go, though. Let's check in with Destiny Reed and let's talk socials.
Pop, drop, and let's make this Tuesday unforgettable. I'm Destiny Reed, taking over for Mattea Cunningham, and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, where we look at the latest viral trends taking over social media. Today, it's the Pop the Balloon Challenge. It's simple, it's surprising, and it's definitely a lot of fun. But most of all, it's going viral. Let's take a look. Oh, no, this trend that's sweeping across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and it's as easy as, well, popping a balloon. The Pop the Balloon Challenge is taking social media by storm. And here's the deal. You take a balloon, you get creative with how and why you pop it. And whether it's a sharp object, a jump, or even a water balloon launcher, the surprise is a part of the thrill. Sometimes the balloon pops exactly as you expect, and sometimes it's chaos.
What's in the balloon?
Started as a simple, fun way to kill some time, but now Pop the Balloon videos are everywhere, with people sharing their unique and often hilarious attempts. Whether you're stomping on them, hitting them with a racket, or taking an aim with a slingshot, everyone's adding their personal twist to the challenge. But it's not just about the balloon. It's about the unexpected reactions that keep the viewers glued to their screens. From laughter to shock, and even sometimes a little bit of mess. The unpredictability of what happens when that balloon bursts is what makes these videos so captivating. But all balloons are not as innocent as they seem. Experts are warning participants to be cautious, especially when sharp objects or risky stunts are involved. Safety should always come first, even in the name of fun. Still, the Pop the Balloon Challenge shows no signs of slowing down. Whether it's the thrill of the pop or the creativity behind each video, this trend has showed up as one of this year's most hottest viral moments. My name is Destiny Reed once again, and you've been watching Let's Talk Social.
That was Destiny Reed sitting in for our Matea Cunningham. Well, that's a wrap for us tonight. Make sure to stay tuned, though, for the rundown with Clint Watson. Good night, everybody.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
This is the Caribbean, a region known for its stunning beauty and vibrant culture, but also for being among the most vulnerable to the impacts of a changing climate. 2024 is predicted to be a year of climate extremes, a hyperactive Atlantic hurricane season, and early onset of an intense heat season.
When you combine humidity and heat, that is where our bodies get stressed very easily. That is not just human bodies, that is also most living beings, whether it's crops that farmers grow, livestock, whether that is the environment. Heat is becoming dangerous.
The impacts of climate change and climate variability on the Caribbean are becoming increasingly severe.
Basically, the entire Caribbean will be in its wet season until early August. And during that time, whereas in the Eastern Caribbean, you get more a progressive increase in the shower activity. In a regular year, this year it might be faster, it might be more intense, it might be more explosive showers. What we're seeing is 23 to 29 storms over the year as a whole, but for the second half of the hurricane season, is gonna be a little bit more active than we're used to, with double the amount of storms that we usually get between September and November.
By staying up to date about climate information specific to your country, we can prepare and protect our communities, our livelihoods, and the environment.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have all of you with us again for another night. Well, this just coming in, happening earlier today, an alleged shooting between two public bus drivers, leaving passengers and eyewitnesses shocked and in fear for their lives. Now, LaDawn Davis is live in studio tonight with the latest on this incident. LaDawn, what can you tell us about this?
Yes, Clint, the incident unfolded on Yamacraw Hill Road. Reports say that the two bus drivers got into an argument which turned into a bullet match. Thankfully, no one, including passengers, were injured. The Minister of Transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, condemning the ordeal, saying no bus driver or passenger should fear for their safety during their daily commute. The investigation is now in the hands of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Now, in a statement released late this afternoon, the Department of Transport said it will take a firm position that all public transportation must be safe and accessible to all Bahamians following its code of conduct. The department says following the investigation, disciplinary measures will be laid out to the fullest extent, including the permanent revocation of public service licenses. Now, Clint, the ministry joins the police force, encouraging all persons with information on the shooting to contact police at 911 or 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Clint, back to you.
Thanks again, LaDawn Davis, reporting on that. And of course, it's been a while. I would admit, it's been a while since we've heard about any incidents with public bus drivers. But it always is a constant reminder that these modes of transportation ought to always be safe. Why? It's because people who are taking the public transportation system are using it because they need a mode of transportation. They probably don't have vehicles, or they probably need a more convenient way, or there's no place to park where they're going, and so they take the bus. Should they fear for their lives? They go on buses? No, they shouldn't. Now, let's speak up the truth. And that is, we've not had incidents reported in the media recently about bus drivers. So it tells me that the public bus system is relatively safe. But whenever we have incidences like this, I just call them stupid incidences. These aren't where there's some accident or some emergency. It's just stupid. Why is one bus driver pulling a gun on the next and they're having, like they're in a Wild Wild West, having a shooting match? It makes absolutely no sense. You're there to drive people to their destinations. What is going on? And I like what the Ministry of Transport says, that a full investigation will take place, and if that means the revocation, permanent revocation of those licenses, those persons will have to find another job because you won't be able to drive again because of your actions. And again, we have to become more responsible as citizens in this country for our actions. What could lead you, when you're supposed to be transporting people to and fro to get into an altercation, to now draw guns? Well, first of all, why you have a gun on you? But anyway, that's a different story. And then engage in exchange. We've seen they've gone mad in this country. And I hope the investigation reveals what caused it. And I hope the chips fall where they may. And people understand the seriousness of when you have passengers' lives in your hand, you have a responsibility to get them from point A to point B safely, and do just that. I mean, what else are you required to do? Just drive the people to where they got to go safely. Well, there's another story we're going to talk about tonight, and it's no exaggeration. Get it? Exaggeration. Egg prices are at an all-time high, leaving grocers like SuperValu scrambling for a solution. This next report I have with Lloyd Allen explores the future of egg prices and how government intervention may bring the relief that consumers so desperately desire. Take a look.
As the U.S. trade war continues affecting many items on the shelf, including eggs, officials at SuperValu say efforts are now being made to crack those prices, making eggs affordable for you and your family. Tight-lipped on the details, SuperValu Food Store's President and Chief Financial Officer Deborah Simonet did share with ZNS News they're in talks to break egg prices amidst a trade war and a health crisis.
I feel very confident that soon, in the very near future, we will be able to offer our customers a much better price. And so what's happening is, in order to control the flu, they are having to slaughter the chickens. So the supply of the chickens is getting less.
With the average price on conventional eggs now just under $10, little wonder consumers are scrambling for some relief.
I can't afford to buy eggs anymore, and I'm a baker, so I have to find another option.
Simonet says there are challenges, but offers hope for the important breadbasket item and similar products.
Not only do we have to try to source eggs from elsewhere, we'll also have to source these other items.
She says both the company and government are working to secure a supplier, not just outside the U.S., but also one not requiring shipment through the Panama Canal.
The government is encouraging the new trade, I think it's called the Trade Commission, where they're trying to hook suppliers up with other sources other than the U.S.
SuperValu is also open to the idea of sourcing locally.
There's the Golden Yolk Project. We were really happy when the government came up with that initiative, but unfortunately, they supplied us for a while and it seems to be on hold. So we're just hoping that soon they will ramp up again.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
So the solution? Get yourself 4 chickens. That's pretty much how you're going to get through this crisis. Get yourself some chickens, put them in a coop, and let them go at it. And you'll have yourself fresh eggs every morning. You'll have fresh eggs that you can have. I know our Uncle Makusha up in the desert. She has a little chicken farm in the back of her yard. She farms, and that's how she gets fresh eggs. That's the best solution. Otherwise, you're going to be paying $10 for a while. And that's a lot for that golden egg. But if you need eggs and you have to get that in your diet and you need food products that have eggs, you're going to pay for it. You know what that eventually means, though, right? Is that places you go to buy eggs or dishes with eggs in it, you might start seeing the price go up. For example, those breakfast places, eggs and grits is going to probably cost you what a steak dinner would cost you. You go to places where they have to use eggs, and you know, you can't, I don't know if you can really substitute eggs. So you can't say, well, let's go and find the egg substitute. Well, maybe you could, because you know, people use powder eggs in some hotels and give you that scrambled eggs, but I mean, Maybe that's what it's going to boil down to. Get it? Boil down. Maybe that's what it's going to boil down to, because this crisis is going to be with us for a while. And as you heard them say, in order to get rid of this bird flu, they've got to slaughter the chickens, which means you got to now have new chickens to grow to begin to lay these eggs. So it could be some time before we see this crisis end and egg prices drop again. And so my advice to you is, if you don't want to pay $10 for a carton of eggs, you go find yourself some chicken and you start letting that chicken lay some eggs. And if that doesn't work, then you might have to find an egg substitute, at least for the time being. Well, here's another situation that we need to find a solution for. On a more serious note, the Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, recently dashed hopes and triggered strong reaction when he announced there was unlikely to be any further movement on the proposed marital rape legislation. Now, proponents have long been pushing governments to move on this effort, but the subject remains as controversial as is divisive. And now activists are again urging the government to get the legislation across the finish line. Here's Corville Python with that story.
Obie Wilscombe's passing in 2023 was a setback for proponents of criminalizing spousal rape would not be an exaggeration. Activists like retired magistrate Cleopatra Christie say the former minister, whom she viewed as an ally, gave hope that the legislation needed to protect against this type of sexual violence would be enacted.
There was many meetings with the church. There were meetings with groups throughout the community, the University of the Bahamas, and I really was under the impression that we were on a great path to having this legislation passed.
But Attorney General Ryan Pinder, all but ruling out that there would be action on such legislation in this term, has left these activists almost dumbstruck.
So I am disappointed that with the statement made by the Attorney General, but be that as it may, the men seem to rule the world.
And I think that women throughout the country have to tell the politicians, we want this. We want this.
Christie says, unfortunately, there still seems to be widespread misunderstanding of the difference between marital sex versus marital rape.
We're talking about a relationship that has probably gone bad, and now a partner wants to have his way, even though the relationship is sour. And we're talking about that kind of sex, where people force and threaten and make the other partner take part in the act of marital sex.
Crisis Center Director Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, meanwhile, says neighboring jurisdictions have already criminalized spousal rape, and as the Bahamas drags its feet on the issue, women's lives hang in the balance as they suffer in silence.
Ashamed. They're embarrassed. They don't want anybody to know their husband is forcing them. They don't want anybody to know their husband gave them an STI. They don't, so they don't tell. So they suffer in silence. And they are the silent victims of this thing that we are not willing to address.
And so these activists are calling on the government to stop what they say is enabling marriage as an excuse for rape and assault. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corville Python.
Thanks a lot, Corville. And that is where our conversation will begin tonight. When we come back, retired magistrate and activist Cleopatra Christie, she's here to further discuss this issue and other issues. Plus, a little later, Dundas Center is about to get a revival, and it's a big one. We'll talk about it. Plus, Valentine's night. What do you have planned? Well, you might want to change it up a bit and do something quite different. We'll tell you all about that. All of that is ahead with the rundown when we come back right after the break.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching our young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that to be passed along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
If you're looking for a show that inspires, encourages, and lifts up the soul, then Rhythm of Faith is the show for you.
Blessings gonna find me, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I favor on my life. Do you hear the sound of worship?
Artist of the Week showcase, persons that gives you the story behind the song. Catch Rhythm of Faith, Sundays, 6 p.m., ZNS Television Network.
Welcome back to The Rundown. A special good night to all of you joining us in the Lion's Den on Facebook. And then, of course, those of you joining us by YouTube. And, of course, our audience in the Turks and Caicos Islands who are watching on either Flow or Digicel. And then here in the Bahamas, you're either watching on BTC Flow or you're also watching on Cable Bahamas. Wherever you're getting The Rundown, thank you for being here tonight. Well, my guest tonight is someone who's been very involved in the fight and the support of what the work of the Crisis Center. She's the administrator at the Crisis Center, and obviously someone who is passionate about a lot of the topics we've been talking about tonight. Cleopatra Christie is here to continue our discussion. Thank you so much for being here in the Rundown.
Thank you.
Before the break, we played a story, obviously, with our news team speaking to you and your colleagues about certain decisions that have happened recently in the media. I want to talk about two of them tonight, but I want to start where we left off in that story, obviously, on marital rape. The government saying it doesn't appear that this term in office, they're going to bring the legislation to governing marital rape. Now, this has been a very controversial topic. But I don't think you see it as controversial. I think you see it as a necessity. Talk to us as to why you believe that there needs to be legislation to criminalize marital rape.
Yes. Well, thank you for the invite, and thank you, Mr. Watson. But let me just say, the question and the topic of marital rape has been around for a long time. Women, obviously, in the early centuries were treated as chattels, nobodies. And of course, here we are in the 21st century discussing a woman's body, discussing marital rape. Some people think that the marital rape destroys or is destructive to the marriage. But listen, what we're saying is that in a good relationship, in a good marriage, we love each other.
Right.
We share our bodies. We submit to each other. But when a relationship has gone wrong, it's gone sour, and it's no longer what it used to be, and you have a partner who takes advantage of his power and strength and forces his partner to have sexual relations. And what we say is, we see this every day. We see it often. It's not right. It's in breach of a woman's rights. I mean, shouldn't she have some say over her body? Can't I decide when I want to have sex? And if I don't, can I not say no? And so we have been agitating for this amendment for some time. The government made the proposal, I think, in 2022. They recommended a change of the law, amending the Sexual Offenses Act. And of course, once the message got out there, it just was ripped apart. The church attacked it, various community members, and a lot of women, surprisingly, attacked this question of marital rape. But we're not saying that we want to interfere with the marriage. We're not saying that the church, the message of the church is wrong. It's wrong in terms of what they preach about marital rape. They're saying, look, this is my wife. I can have my way with her anytime. I don't need to ask my wife's permission.
You don't agree with that?
I don't. We're human beings, and and this is the 21st century. And what I'm saying is, if you're in a loving relationship, the question of rape does not even arise. Who uses that word? No one.
Right.
But it's when the relationship is not what it ought to be that the question of rape arises, because it happens often.
There's been the argument that we do have some protection in the law, in our Sexual Offenses Act. There is grounds to cover if a wife feels she has been violated or assaulted. There's assault. There's reports can be filed. Do you believe that exists, where a woman, if she believes she has been attacked, which rape is a form of attack, that she can still press charges and get a conviction?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because the Supreme Court in 2022 ruled that the marital rape does not exist in our law, and it doesn't. When you read the Sexual Offenses Act, it says quite clearly the exception is your spouse.
So if a woman right now, based on our laws, is attacked by her husband and use the word raped, or forced sex on and even beaten or distressed, there is no protection for her to file a case against that person?
Well, you see, now what you've done is you're talking about sex, and you're talking about beating, and you're talking about assaulting.
So there is protection for that?
Yes. So if your husband assaults you, you can make a complaint to the police, of course, yes. If he beats you, however, whatever form that beating takes, of course you have a redress. You go to the police, you make that report, and they investigate.
Right.
And eventually is charged.
Okay.
And sometimes husbands threaten. And they could be charged again with threats of death. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. But now when you're talking about sex, that's a different ballgame altogether.
How do you, if let's say, for lack of better words, it was criminalized, marital rape, how do you go to court and prove that? It's a husband and wife. How do you get a conviction that I was raped when the husband might say it's your word versus his? He says, well, she's my wife, we had sex. She's just upset or she's angry. How do you prove that it was rape?
Well, of course, you have to prove sexual intercourse took place.
Right.
It could be that the manner in which the sex took place. It could be the force, which would leave tales behind, a telltale, either bruising or cutting and all of that sort of stuff. So you would rely on the medical evidence to corroborate the story of the wife. So, yes, in most cases, it's his word against her word, and then the court is left in the dilemma, well, or the court or the jury is left in dilemma, who do I believe? But many cases go before the court, and you have a complainant who's complaining about an act, and you have a defendant who's saying, well, look, I didn't do it. And either the court or the jury have to decide, well, who's telling the truth? How did she give that evidence? How did she appear? How did he appear? So, yes, courts and jurors make these decisions all the time, the question of credibility.
Let's look to the another story that came out. this weekend and early yesterday, obviously, a father settling for a plea deal for 5 years after you know, allegations of, how do we describe that? Sexual misconduct with his 3-year-old twins.
It's a shocking story, and it's a story that we all should be ashamed of and hang our heads in shame. It affects us all when we hear what was done to these young children. Well, it seems to me that the public is outraged at the sentence that was passed.
Yes.
Well, as I was making the point yesterday, the question of plea bargaining has been with us for all of the years that I've been in the public service. That's many years. It's a big thing in the United States. It's impossible for any court to wade and work its way through the number of cases on its calendar. You cannot do it. You only have 360 days in a year, and so many of those days are weekends, et cetera, et cetera. So it's impossible for a court to hear all of the cases that are set on its calendar. And so the question of plea deal is a very relevant process and method that we must talk about. And it's unfortunate that many of our the public, they don't work in the legal arena, so they don't know about plea deals and what goes into a plea deal. And plea deals are necessary. It's a necessary part of our judicial system. It is important.
I agree, and I think many people will say, well, while that's good, can we decide that certain cases should not be pleaded out, that they should go to trial, and maybe some of the other necessary cases, and the little traffic cases, the little minor misdemeanors, maybe you plead those out, but cases like this, where something egregious like this happens, should not be a plea deal. It should go to trial and face a maximum sentence?
No, well, look, what about murder? What about manslaughter? People plead guilty. There are plea bargains in relation to those matters. People are charged with murder, and there's a plea deal down to manslaughter. So it's the same thing. It's important, but realize, as I was saying when we had the discussion earlier on in the week, just take the number of murders that we've had in 2024. That bundle is joining a queue that's been 20, 21, 20, and it goes on and on. And so when are we going to get to those cases of 2024?
And when are you going to find people that give evidence after years have passed and they don't remember anymore?
Okay, there you go. Memory dims, time dims your memory. And so it's important for us to talk about plea deals, what goes into it, how it is done, what considerations are given. Those are discussions that take place between the prosecution, defense, and eventually the court is involved. So we, the public, need to just make our people aware as to how and why it's important and how this particular decision was made. But in fairness to the judicial system, while the prosecutor and defense negotiated for 4 years, it was placed before the court, and the court says, well, I see what you've done, I hear you, but I think 5 years is the appropriate sentence that should be passed in this case. And the court passed a sentence of 5 years, and we're here complaining that he should have gotten more.
We've seen a number of cases recently that lead to what people like to refer to as maybe these persons who are responsible are having issues, mental illness, and all of these things. Is mental illness a bigger concern that we're placing emphasis on in this country? When you're seeing crimes now being committed and people are saying, oh, this is a patient, this is somebody who's struggling with mental illness, that's becoming scary in this country.
It is, but it's real. It's real. And when you
turn the TV on in the United States, in the UK, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. People are questioning whether this person is well, you know. So the mental stability plays a very important part in deciding and help deciding whether this person goes to court, what issues are heard before the court, and etc.
What advice are you giving people? Because I remember the crisis center, and again, let's remind you, crisis center is not just for women. It's no longer the women's crisis center. It's a crisis center. It encompasses everybody. What advice are you giving to people are focusing on love this week and couples, and but everybody's hoping for a grandiose week. What advice do you give to Bahamians, particularly when we talk about relationships and we talk about what people are experiencing and what the repercussions of their actions are?
Well, we at the Crisis Center, we place an emphasis on healthy relationships. And that's what I would recommend, healthy relationships. Think about the partner, speak to your partner, share with your partner. And we all know when things are not right, when you're faced with conflicts in the relationship, then you must talk about them, speak to each other, be open, be honest. Honesty is very important. Trust, all of this is important in terms of relationships, where we're going. So it's lovely to get all the flowers and the chocolates and all of this, but how long does it last? You know, my father used to say, when I say, Happy Valentine's Day, Daddy, he'd say, it's Valentine's every day.
So true. True. Good point to end on there. Thank you so much for being a guest and talking with us. We
Thank you,
appreciate
too.
And stay with us. The Dundas Center gets a big breakthrough. We've got a story, and we've got a star of the stage here to talk all about it when we come back. Stay with us.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Pipe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
In 2023, over 9 million visitors came to the Bahamas, the region's leading tourism destination. That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Paradise is not only found in Nassau, but throughout our 16 island destinations.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Over 400,000 Bahamians depend on our tourism-driven economy.
That is why tourism is everyone's business. It's the passing on of our traditions and our cultural heritage to the next generation.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Tourism is everyone's business.
From the straw we plant, to exploring our Bahama blues, to experiencing the greatest show on earth. No matter who you are, we all have a part to play in our tourism industry.
This is our country.
These are our islands.
This is our home.
That's why tourism
Is everyone's business.
Welcome back to The Rundown. It's good to have you with us. Well, the call was made and the government responded. Only weeks after throwing out its appeal, the country's premier theater has locked down hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding. An investment formalized just yesterday at the office of the Prime Minister. Let's take a look at that story by Devontae Hanna.
Tonight, a major moment for Bahamian arts. The Davis administration signing a memorandum of understanding with the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts.
In the immediate term, we are providing financial support to enable the Dundas to upgrade both the Winston V. Saunders Auditorium and the Philip Burrows Black Box Studio.
That investment pegged at $340,000, providing much-needed funding to restore the historic theater. For the last 5.5 decades, both performance spaces have served as some of the nation's most treasured cultural theaters.
We plan to have 3 performing arts spaces, 3 theaters on the property, as well as a number of other facilities for the performing arts. It is a center for the performing arts, and this agreement will allow us to make our dreams come true.
Now, for just a little over 5 years, the doors here at the Winston V. Saunders Theater have remained closed, and nobody has been able to use this theater. As it is the main theater here on the property, it has unfortunately fallen into a state of disrepair. Now, with this new financial injection into the Dundas, their board of directors say that they're going to do their best to ensure that this theater reopens as soon as possible.
One site has been selected, which we're negotiating to purchase, and that may take a while. And in the meantime, we have identified a site on Gladstone Road, and negotiations are going on now, headed by Mr. Ian Poitier.
The COVID-19 pandemic forced its closure in 2020, and with no revenue coming in, critical systems like air conditioning in the 330-seat Winston V. Saunders Theater became inoperable. The signing on Monday morning at the office of the Prime Minister, hopefully a sign that things are changing for the better.
In that 51 years, this is the first administration of any Bahamas government that has ever given the Dundas anything.
Recognizing the integral role the Dundas plays in the development of Bahamian artisans and culture, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis gave the Dundas team another source of assistance through the Minister of Culture.
Under his line item of culture, the Dundas should be added for an annual grant to help with the maintenance of this.
The Dundas is hoping to raise at minimum $1.5 million. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Okay, please welcome actress and iconic Bahamian in the performing arts. I feel like I'm sounding next to a superstar. Claudine Cookie Allens, welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Oh,
Thank
man,
you.
such an icon. It's really an honor sitting next to you and talking to you. So finally, Dundas is going to get some help.
Yes, sir.
I can't believe when I heard Philip say in 51 years, this is the first administration to give money to the Dundas.
That's correct.
Really?
Yes.
How could the Dundas have gone ignored for so long by government?
Because people like you buy a ticket to come in and see a show.
Wow.
And we've been doing that forever. And we go out to the public and we say we need something, and then we get donations come in. But basically, it's through the sale of ticket and the performers that walk the boards of the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts.
Wow.
So that is how we make it.
So what happened? How did we get here? Because if we've been going to these shows on a regular basis, what happened? I think I know what it is. COVID happened.
COVID happened.
Yeah.
And when we opened, we wanted to start the season. And so turn on the air, nothing. Turn on the air, nothing.
Wow.
Get someone to come in. We got a problem. This ain't gonna work.
Wow.
Man, I gotta work. You know, that kind of thing. And then one thing happened after the other. And so we said, look, we ain't closing. We close out here. But we got a studio in the back.
Right.
We got a show in the back. A 80-seat theater, Philip A. Burrows, every night. Independence, 1 year of Bahamian theater. Every month, we did a Bahamian play by a Bahamian writer.
Wow.
For 1 year. during our independent year.
After COVID?
Well, after COVID. And we have not closed that little black box theater. It's been a little revenue and income. Out of every dollar we make, 50 cents got to keep the light on.
Of course.
You know that. And the other 50 got to stretch to keep everything else going. So and that's what we have had to do for the last couple years. And that's where we've been. We did not give up.
Wow.
We didn't give up.
There is nothing, and I mean, people can attest to this, like Bahamian theater.
Yes.
I mean, we can go back and talk about James Catlin and friends. We can talk about the whole lineup and the crew.
Everything.
There is no theater like
the
Dundas. And to see that it was allowed to get here.
Yes.
Before being rescued is what is so frightening.
Yeah.
Because I go back to what I've been preaching on this show forever. We signed millions upon millions of dollars in investment projects, and people who come to make money out of our country. And why have we not yet put in place that when you sign that heads of agreement, 1% of your investment goes to fund the creative arts?
Nope. We don't get it. We do it ourselves. We do it ourselves, and that's what keeps us going. One of the greatest joys for me is to walk down the street or to go into a food store and somebody says, "Cookie, right?" And I said, and they say, "You don't know me, but I know you. My mother brought me to the Dundas as a child.
Wow.
And I remember you. I used to love coming there." I said, "We want to see you again. Please come back." Say, "But everything's closed." I say, "Just walk around the back, and we have that little intimate theater there, and you'll love it." Several people have come. Lots of people have come. People are still coming. We're open. We did not close. Now, you may see the outside. They're looking.
People are looking. I've passed it many times, and I said, boy, look at the Dundas now.
Yeah.
I did not know something was happening behind that building.
Right in the back there, a little black box.
Wow.
And everything, we can't afford Guardian, Tribune advertisement, but everything is on, what's the thing called? YouTube. And TikTok and TikToks and whatever them things name. That's where everything is.
So you've been advertising your plays, you put it on social media to strike out costs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, going forward, whenever you have to advertise a play, you bring in the ZNS and we'll advertise it for you free of charge.
Hello, Philip Burrows, Nicola Bethel, did you hear this?
We will promote anything the Dundas is doing. We will promote it, the commercial, free of charge to the Dundas.
Thank you. And we've been getting this. I must my heart goes out to the general public to say thank you. Thank you. We cannot say it enough. You've not given up on us, and we have not given up on the public. We are here to...
Government is prepared to inject $340K right off the top. How soon are you getting started? I know you're ready. You already we'll start tonight.
We're going to start, that's right. As soon as he said that, we could start at any time now. The first thing, that air conditioning, that air conditioning was in from 1970, I think.
Wow.
And so we had that little off and on problems that you get someone to come in and fix. But that air conditioning has been in there. It served us well. And he needs to be laid to rest.
The memories I have done this is amazing, right? Because I remember as a high school student, right? Whenever we were putting on major productions.
It had to be there.
They said we were going to the Dundas. Because we were doing all the productions in Kingsway in our activity center.
Okay.
But the big productions, what we were good at, they said, we're going to the Dundas. And I remember, boy, when we would go for rehearsal, we're like, we go to the Dundas, we go to the Dundas. And we would get there and we'd be like, we would take, first of all, the first 5 minutes just to say, we in the Dundas.
In the Dundas.
We in the Dundas. My cousin sitting right there, Lynn Teresa, she knows, all us came from Kingsway. She knows it.
Very well.
And it was always this woman, Miss Betty.
Miss Betty, okay.
Oh, Lord.
There you go.
Boy, she put the fair guard on all us.
Don't touch anything. And
you couldn't touch nothing. You couldn't breathe in Dundas. You couldn't breathe. And she was you should rile you, and I'll be like, Lord have mercy. But that's what made, I mean, we respected that theater.
Of course, of course.
You had a holy reverence for the Dundas theater. And things like that ought to be preserved for generations to pass down to our children.
And that is what.
And we need to have that. And so I'm glad to see that we're going to be able to bring the Dundas back to what it is. How's the inside? Is the inside still...
That needs some work. Yeah, I mean, it needs some work, yeah. What happened also, you know, a grape tree outside, he decided to fall.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Over the men's bathroom. One big hole in the roof.
Oh, Lord.
All of the trees in the Dundas yard are ancient. They're almost 100 years, more than 100 years old. The building is over 80 years old. Wow. So that place is our pride, man. It's our pride and joy. So, I mean, seeing it like that, I mean, we go there every day. And it grieves us that we have to leave it and wait. But we never gave up. We never gave up.
That's amazing.
And we have friends who would come and support us at all times. As a matter of fact, we're doing, before we got the injection, sorry, a group had gotten together called Friends of the Dundas and Save the Dundas. As I brought this little, and we're doing a raffle, major raffle.
Tell us about it. So
yes,
we can be a part of it.
On the 3rd of March it happens, and those are the major prizes, excellent prizes.
Some great prizes there, I see already, yeah.
$5 per ticket.
Where can people get a ticket from?
The Dundas.
Okay.
Right at the box office. The box office hasn't changed. It's right around the side, and the young man is there, and he has tickets.
So go get yourself a ticket. If you don't believe in raffle, then you consider it purchasing a ticket for donation.
A donation.
A donation. But go and support, because we need to, you know.
Keep it open.
You can't say, okay, they get the $340 from the government, be straight.
No.
Because it's going to take far more than that to be able to really fully develop and to create. And you're talking about an amphitheater on the outside.
James Gatlin's amphitheater.
That'd be perfect.
Oh my gosh!
Perfect.
Right in the back of the little black box, there's a space there already. Ground had broken some time back, and we have a small amount of money in trust for when that is going to be expanded. But right now, you said what's going on at the Dundas. I said the doors never close. We're doing the 2025 repertory season.
Wow.
And that opens on the 20th.
So there's activity happening.
You know, right now, the reason Philip Burrows isn't here is because he's directing 12 Angry Jurors, which opens on the 20th. Okay, so I'm telling you that nothing stopped, Clint. Nothing stopped at the Dundas. And I get very emotional, you know, because I've been performing from I was 19, and I'm 100 now. So you know, so this is I mean, a happy day. But yes, for the members of the public, we did not close. We're here. We're performing. We have 3 plays going on, 12 Angry Jurors, Arsenic and Old Lace, Witness for the Prosecution, and all of that is our repertory season ending in
Someone just texted me, and he said he's going to buy $100 worth of tickets, and he's going to do it more than once.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Bowe, Ethel Bowe. Thank you. This is how we make it happen in this country. And this is what our young people need to be exposed to. We need to see more of this happening, because this is what we need, more positive energy in our country. And hats off to you. Hats off to you. I had to ask you, any more Superwash commercials coming up?
Yeah, soon.
I can't wait. I love it. I love the Superwash commercials. Oh, I love it. Thank you. You have been such an inspiration to the performing arts.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
We honor you and the many people like you who are keeping the creative and performing arts alive in our country.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And there are a lot of young people, Clint, who came out of this same COVID closed down business and we opened in there. There's a lot of young people involved in the Dundas Theater now.
Oh, wow.
And so I am so happy to be here tonight to talk about this and to say, we're alive!
Listen.
And we're kicking.
Please remember, you always have an open door with a partner with us.
And I'm going to get the name of that person who wants those 100 tickets.
Yes, I will give you his name and his number.
Certainly.
Let's make it happen. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Great days
and again, thank you to the general public for all that you do to keep us wanting to serve you better.
All right, thank you, Cookie. You're still to come. It's a big night this Friday, but this event is not only for those in love, but also the singles as well. Why people can't think y'all could be in love too? You just think you might have nobody with you, but you're in love with life. We'll tell you all about that then.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Are you ready for the hottest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout, Sundays on the ZNS Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
If you're looking for a show that inspires, encourages, and lifts up the soul, then Rhythm of Faith is the show for you.
Blessings gonna find me, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I favor on my life.
Do you hear the sound of worship?
Artist of the Week showcase, persons that gives you the story behind the song. Catch Rhythm of Faith, Sundays, 6 p.m., ZNS Television Network.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Welcome back tonight. Well, she's known for her silk and soulful vocals, but the My Love Tour is reintroducing her as an author thanks to the release of her new book. Combining song and literature, Angelica McIntosh is hosting a unique event on Valentine's night that is designed to attract both couples and singles. And she joins me live tonight along with her husband, Dakota McIntosh, and of course, I call this must be Mummy or Grammy, Lynn Therese Davis, and many of you know her as Lynn Therese Davis. Or Dynamite Daisy, however you want to classify it. All of you, welcome to the Rundown. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, so tell us what is the history behind Friday? Where did this come from?
Well, of course, it started with me writing a song, and then it started with me writing a book, and then from there, I said, you know what, I need to make this, you know. When I wrote the song and I produced and released the song, I figured, you know what, let the people hear this live. It's one thing to just put it out there, but it's another thing to just bring it to them live so that they can really feel where you're coming from. They could, you know, connect with you.
Tell us about this book, because we know you can sing. I mean, I know. Personally, I know I don't come for me. I know personally you can sing. But writing a book, what inspired you to write a book, and tell us what the book is really about?
Okay, so my own personal experience with love and marriage. I've been married 6 years, so of course, you know, everybody go through their ups and downs. But I figured, you know, as a young person, there are probably other young people like me who probably went through what I went through, and maybe this could help them who they don't know how to navigate. What they're dealing with. It may not be marriage, but it could be friendship. It could be personal, their own journey, even with themselves. So I think, you know, this was inspiration based on seeing other people heal and grow and mature and develop and just, you know, see what God could do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Husband, Daquan, you must be proud of your wife for this accomplishment. Talk a little bit about how do you feel about this milestone achievement for her?
Well, during this time, she's my boss.
Ah, boy, there you go.
Because I'm working to support her we've known each other for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So from dusk to dawn, I've seen her grow. So I'm very proud, and to help this vision come to pass, it's only God. So I support it 100%.
What do you think has caused you to be able to navigate through difficult times as a couple when there's so many people who walk away saying, you know what, I can't do this? What has kept you together as a young couple to keep pressing and keep at it?
Well, just like the others, we've also said we were done. But only, again, by God's grace and mercy, you know, we decided this is something that we want, and we commit to it, and that's also what birthed this event that's coming up.
Wow. Lynn Therese Davis, obviously you're supporting this team. You have a relationship, a unique relationship with them. And why is it important, really, to have singles and married couples come together and experience this night? What comes out of that?
Well, love is something that you give away, right?
Yeah.
You end up having more. So we do need the singles and the married persons because love is, first of all, of God. So I'm proud to be one of the behind-the-scenes persons pushing and promoting. She has supported Dynamite Productions, both of them have supported me over the years. She's my daughter, for those persons who don't know. And so when she said, Ma, this is what I want to do, I agreed with her that singles and married people needed to be there because everybody needs love. And actually, in order to get married, you need to get whole. And so some single people need to come to see some pitfalls. Don't get married to do this, or don't get married because of this. I, unfortunately, am divorced. And so I want to help some people also, through comedy with Daisy, to not fall in some pits. So,
is love enough? I've been asking people that all week as I've been talking to couples. As you can see, the event is going to be great. You see on your screens the various topics and discussions that are going to be taking place. Some of the people who are going to be there. It's really a great night for anyone to come out and be a part of it. But is love enough? Because people think, okay, you fall in love and it's going to carry you through. Is that enough?
Love is more than enough because God is love and God created love. And if he is enough, then love should be enough. I feel like a lot of people get mixed up with God's perspective of love and their perspective of love, and then it causes, when they rely on their perspective, then they cancel opportunities of love and love to be loved. And so the first thing we should do is rely on God's love and find his love first, know his love first, before we could judge love generally, you know? So I don't know.
Anybody else want to weigh in on that?
I think that God's love is important. I also believe that understanding and knowledge is important. I think that comprehension is important. A lot of times we're speaking two different languages, and if you're not comprehending each other, then confusion is going to happen. So comprehension needs to happen, communication needs to happen, so that collisions don't happen.
I like that.
And that's what's happening a lot. So this will actually, because as you said, it's she loves this word, plethora of persons who will be there to speak, such as Dr. Harrison Thompson, Pastor Nicole Watson, Bishop Trent Davis, others who are going to share from their real life experience. We got to give people knowledge because knowledge is power. So if I don't understand how to love, what love is and what is not, I can find myself in plenty trouble.
True. I want you to put up, if you guys in control, put up the flyer with the couples because there's going to be a panel discussion with couples. If you can put that up for us so we can see it. The next one, there's, of course, some of the artists who'll be there. And then, of course, some of the different activities that will take place. If you have the second one with the couples, there's the second one with the couples who are going to be in the panel. Tell us about the couples. I think we have one of them who worked with us, Tajaro Hudson, and his wife will be a part of that as well. And what is the panel discussion? What is the focus of the panel discussion?
Okay, the focus of the panel discussion is about the 4 strands of love, you know, the 4 types of love. Which is agape, phileo, storge, and eros. And so I feel like that's why we're targeting all, you know, areas, all relationships, whether you're single or you're with somebody or you dating, engaged, you're married, whatever. I feel like we all need to touch on this love topic to restore hope.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, you know, we tried to promote the show, and some people would say, you know, that ain't for me.
Right,
you know,
right.
I can stay home, you know, because I ain't got nobody. But it don't make sense staying home when you could come out and understand from God's perspective, from your singleness perspective, and just trying to navigate on how do I find myself? Where do I find myself? Relationship and marriage isn't for everybody. But that doesn't mean you should box yourself, you know, keep yourself excluded from the world and from enjoying life just because you don't have a partner. And so that's why we're trying to help people understand this level of love. There is so much more to love than just marriage. There's so much more to love than just going to church and having a relationship with God. It's also with friends.
Yeah.
Because the Bible even talks about it's not good for a man to be alone.
Right.
That doesn't just, you know, go with married people, but it's for everybody. It's not good for all of us to be alone. Not saying that we don't need alone time, but I feel like you still need somebody.
Somebody in that life that you can talk to.
You still need somebody to talk to. You still need somebody to help you get through some difficult times. And so with that understanding, then you'll be more inclined and more open to receiving from the other end. And not only receiving from the other end, but also being open to be kind and compassionate, because some people think because they don't have nobody, that nobody loves me, nobody cares. And I've heard so much of that, even promoting the show, even talking about this love thing. A lot of people are shutting away from it. And that's why we're bringing it. We believe this is what God wants us to do.
Yes.
And I think this needs to be brought to the people. Love is really, you know, drifting. And even the Bible talks about it. It will wax cold, unfortunately. But we don't have to.
Right.
We don't have to.
This is going to be an exciting night. Of course, giving them information. It's this Friday. Tell them when, where, and how.
So it's going to be at Bahamas Christian Fellowship, right on Jamaica Road, right next to Popeyes. You can't miss it.
They know it because of that. Yeah, because of that. What time?
It's at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Bring your family, bring your children. We have something for them.
Yes.
You have a children's section.
Yes.
You know, people always say, I have no place to keep my kids.
$10 and you could, and your children will have a snack and a wonderful movie.
Okay, so bring the kids and let them watch the movie while you get all the information you need to get. It's $25 at the door, $25 in advance.
Yes.
$30 at the door. Where can they get tickets?
You could share
tickets at Golden Gates. I think there's some still at Bahamas Christian. Or they can call us 557-4684 or 451-3597. So, yep, just ring us. We'll bring you tickets.
Right. So instead of trying to stand on a long line to go to dinner on Friday and having the same old food you spend all the time, I'm spending a lot of money because dinner ain't cheap no more.
Nope.
Go and do this and be around other couples, other singles, get music, get information, get discussions, have a good time, and save some money. Food can be there as well. Yeah, so listen, what better can you ask for? All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for being on the rundown. I appreciate it. And all the best on Friday night. It's going to be an exciting night.
Yes. All
right. Well, that does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay tuned and locked on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. And Royston's already in the building. He's getting ready for the 11 o'clock news. Be sure to join us then. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
National Insurance Board, is it a blessing or not?